Charm, she's a star. Flipping through gloss with the latest craze. Trying him to cook, oh how they dazzle they. We keep it real, spilling the truth. In a circle of quavers, always from lipstick shades. So that's sweet, sharing the vibe, feel the energetic breeze. Page by page, return our worlds. Sit still and strong, and life unfurled.
Hey, ladies and gents, it's Mindful Monday where we're going to be minding somebody business. And if you saw the thumbnail, you already know we have a brief update from Lori Paige. If you guys watch the live, it's not going to be anything that is a trigger warning, but I do understand if you want to leave and come back. I just have a few updates that I would like to provide about the case in her BAN of a dad, okay? Just want to get that out there first, just in case you want to mute me or come back in about 10 minutes. I'm good with it. Just come back, okay? Just come back on the damn front porch. Anywho, okay. Was something else I had to tell y'all, but I forgot what it was, sure. I forgot. But real quick, for the ones that are just coming in and joining us, we're going to do a quick update on Lori Paige, and then we're going to get on with our reaction to Ernesto. Okay, if you saw the thumbnail, I know I learned about Lori after I put up the thumbnail, so I did go back and update just my subject matter to say Lori Paige / Ernesto jail call reaction. So that picture is not a representation of Lori. It's a representation of La Verte. Okay. And I had already did my thumbnail, so I'm going to go back and change it. But the family that prays together. Okay, I stole that from Tyler Perry. Yes, I did, because it's going to be a family affair. After we wrap up Miss Lori Paige, we will hear from the brother, okay, from another mother, Lamont. We will hear from La Verte and little brother Dion, okay? So that's where the title came from, not trying to be disrespectful. It's just that after I set it up, I saw that it was an update, okay? Y'all know how I do it. Come on into the room. And I had something else that I was going to talk about, but I'm going to push that back to tomorrow. One of y'all sent me a video because I wanted to do Lori. So don't worry if you're in the chat. I'll do it tomorrow, okay? And it's not Cynthia tomorrow. It's the real Talk Your Ish Tuesday tomorrow, okay? Let me get my banner up. I don't think it's a trigger warning, but I can do like what my big sis did for me last time. And then pin it. That's just something I'm doing real quick. Like, I don't like how I look, but I don't want to hold y'all too long on that subject matter. It's just some updates about the dad. I told you guys that he was denied bond. when he went to first appearance. Okay. In the bushes. Thank you. Let me get to this so we can get to our laughing, our fun content. Pulling up the article right here. Okay, so this was posted a few hours ago here locally. Y'all know I'm in Tallahassee. I did go to the candlelight vigil on yesterday. That's why I was kind of in and out of my big sis. I said what I said live. And y'all, please congratulate my big sis. She reached a milestone over there on Truth Telling Squad. She has 500 subscribers now. So y'all, please drop down in the chat and tell her congratulations. Okay. Now, on to this Lori Paige update. Court records. Father prepared to flee the country after allegedly unaliving his daughter, Lori Paige. Uh-oh. I scrolled down. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I had to cough. Let me clear my throat, okay? Let me get y'all the tea. We gonna get up off of here. I scrolled all the way down when I started coughing, y'all. Okay. Tallahassee man Andrew Wiley, who is the father of Lori Paige, he made his first appearance, baby. He was denied bond. They have him on second degree unaliving. He attended by Zoom, okay? That was a previous update, but the update I want to talk about is them folks, the popos, the alphabet boys, finding out that he was trying to flee and where he was trying to go to. Okay. So they have new court documents that was released Monday today. Okay, they share more details about the arrest of Andrew Wiley. He is the father. We've already discussed that. She had been missing for 2 years until she was found on April 5th. Okay, so evidence from nearly 2 years investigations led detectives to believe that this band unalived his daughter on June 1st, 2023, and dumped her in a body. He dumped her body in a wooded area in Thomas County, Georgia. Y'all know we're close to Georgia. Police say on June 2nd, Wiley took preparations to flee the continental United States. The band purchased one-way plane tickets from Jacksonville to Puerto Rico, okay, for the following day, according to court documents. But he must be then talk to the Don, honey, because I don't think Puerto Rico would have been a good place to go, but go off. Phone records reveal that he traveled to Jacksonville on the evening of June 2nd, but for an unknown reason, he returned back to Tallahassee, almost immediately and did not leave the States. Additionally, evidence of Wiley's purchases leading up to the unaliving of Paige suggested there were likely abuse of Paige occurring, okay, in the essay form. I'm gonna just try to cut that part. Okay. Wiley also destroyed his electronic devices to conceal his actions, according to court documents. A relative of Lori's revealed to investigators in a February 2024 interview that Wiley was worried about being treated as a suspect in the investigation of his daughter's disappearance. Okay. So, for some reason, hopefully it was God, because we wanted him to, be caught, and we do want justice for Lori. So I'm glad he did not flee, because at that time, he would have been able to. In an interview with police, February 2024, Wiley said he was unable to remember the events of the week leading up to when he reported Lori missing. Okay. The same month, investigators searched Wiley's car and found several items, including a pow ammunition and a car cleaning fluid, courts records revealed. Floor mats, normally present and typically provided with a vehicle, were absent. So he had taken the floor mats out, allegedly. The court records wrote the arrest papers go to say that a bottle of cleaning spray was also discovered and had a labeled, okay, affixed with, oh, oh, okay. So he basically had some type of mixture that specifically clean or remove blood. Okay. I gotta read ahead because I didn't read the whole article, so that's why I keep pausing. Paige's blood was confirmed to be present in the carpet of Wiley's car after the carpet was removed and sent to the FDLE, Florida Department of Law Enforcement Crime Lab. Court documents also detailed that Paige's childhood and her relationship with her parents. So they outline what's going on with her mom and the dad. Described as quiet and smart by classmates and relatives, Paige experienced serious depression and displayed signs of resentment for her parents, according to court records. In both households, it appears she was left alone for hours at a time with no supervision, and that this occurred from a very young age, investigators wrote. Okay, one of Paige's relatives told detectives that the 12-year-old felt abandoned by her mother and was capable of self-harm. Court records revealed that Paige's parents shared custody of the middle schooler until her mother relinquished custody to Wiley prior to the 2022-2023 school year. On Saturday, Wiley was denied bond on second-degree unaliving. Okay. Judge Anthony Miller also accepted State Attorney Jack Campbell's request that Wiley be barred from having contact with several of his and Paige's family members. I need to request them jail calls. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too bad. I'm sorry I didn't read the full article before putting it up and reading it here. So hopefully it wasn't too bad. They have a 66-page arrest report for this bitch is nigga for this band. Okay, that's it. That's it on that. I'll read you guys' comments as I scroll through. But I did want to provide an update, and I'll try to read the article before I go live. So hopefully, if you left, if you got me on mute, come back. Okay, come back on the porch. Hey, Sassy Sue. Hey, No. Hey, Florida Girl. 813, baby. Hey, Miss JEJ. Hey, Golden Pearl. Hey, B. Williams. Hey, Chick-fil-A gal. Hey, Victor DeVille. Thank you for being here and modding for me on today. Miss E says she left her charger home, so she's not going to be in the chat today. She outside. Y'all know Miss E be riding around. Hey, Leo Lady 251. Hey, I'll do it on Monday. Hey, Sanders. Hello. Off tonight, so I'm here for the shenanigans. Thank you so much, Sanders. Hey, I said what I said, big sis. Hey, Sonya Boots. Hey, Cross Country Cruise Her. Hey, Miss Lady. Hey, LC in the bushes. She probably editing you. Hey, Lady 747. Okay, some of y'all are repeating. Yes, my big sis. We got 500 subscribers, y'all. And counting. Yes, Chick-fil-A and counting. Hey, Tasha B. Hey, Friday. Yes, girl. Come clock in here on this porch. Get over here. Hey, Bank. PR is still. That's why I said I don't think that was the right place to go. But I ain't want to be sounding like the orange man. Why they can't take care of themselves over there? What they need the United States for? Okay. Hey, Bank. I'm still trying to figure out why she was even in his custody. Okay, so I may have to separate this some type of way and do updates and provide y'all with some local tea. Because it's a lot. It's a lot of local tea. Okay. Hey, Sunshine, Rain, and Gardening. Hey, Lady Janice. Hey, GNA. I just joined and I have heard you talking about this angel before. Can you please give a condensed version of what happened to the young lady? I can link the live where I gave that information. I can link that in the chat for you. Hey, Juju D. Hey, Nestos. Thank you for being here and modding for me on today. Hey, Linda. Hey, Always Loving Life 804. Hey, CW. Hey, Marjan. How you doing today? Yes, 1K. Hey, Sherry with the Y. Hey, Maz. And hey, Go Getter. Welcome, everybody. I will link that link it for you, GNA, because I don't want to take everybody back down that road. But we did cover the story, and I'll be giving updates. Hey, I am Cow. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate the mods and y'all in the chat and the bushes and replay game. I appreciate all y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. Now we got to get to the fun part. I'm in the bushes. You in the bushes? Are you cooking? Because you know I like to know what y'all be eating. I don't like to cook. So when I be seeing y'all, I'll be like, ooh, 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 ooh. That sounds good. Okay, let's lighten up the mood because I know we need a little transition before we go into the family affair, baby. Family ties and a family that prays. Okay. Hey, April B, come on in. Let's get Lori off of here. I don't even want to say that man damn name. Oh, leftovers from yesterday. Ooh, wings, collard greens, and potato salad. I need to make me some collard greens. I can do a meal prep with those. Y'all, let's change the mood. Let's lighten up the mood. And go over here to Instagram. I got a ghetto story for y'all that I'm going to do on tomorrow that one of y'all sent me. Have y'all seen this one? Miss Lady right here. I think she's from Texas too. Yeah, Houston, Texas. Where my Texans at? Y'all say it be us down here in Florida, but I think y'all, we may be neck and neck. Yeah, especially when I put all my meat in there. My smoked neck bones. Sure, I be trying smoked turkey when I really be, trying to be like, I gotta lose weight, I gotta be healthy. But baby, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna have my smoked neck bones, okay? Texas, Chick-fil-A gal. I said what I said. I haven't seen TX Toy in here, but she may be in here, so I'm gonna call her. Anywho, where y'all at? What is going on with the 911 operator? Okay. I saw this over there on IG. And y'all know we have our porch talks now before we get into the content of the day, right? And it say a caller described that he called 911 in Houston because his wife had collapsed and she had no pulse. Crescendo Williams answered. This is Crescendo right here with the purple on, okay? May I help you? Wife passed out. I need an ambulance, he said to Crescendo. Crescendo said, okay, I'm on Instagram. I'm shopping on Shein. I'm on Temu. I don't know what the hell she was doing. But sis said, okay, and then hung up. He had to call back to get to someone else on the line, to get someone else on the line. His wife was rushed to the hospital. Thank God she survived. They audit. So, after this, old boy said he got a call to report her, baby. He probably went down there. When they told him his wife was okay and in stable conditions, he went down there. In results of whatever happened, okay, I'm gonna say allegedly, a audit shows that she had hung up on more than 800 callers over a 5-month period. She explained that she simply didn't want to talk at those times, and she was sentenced to 10 years. Okay, 10 days. Sorry, I got excited. 10 days in jail and 18 months of probation. Girl, you should have just quit or resigned, because baby, you was there to help the people. And if that's not what you signed up for, why did you take the job? She said she didn't feel like talking. Make it make sense. No, we have y'all beat. We good, Houston, baby. If y'all see Crescendo over there on the damn street, thump her in the forehead. Okay, for all 800 of these calls that she dropped. Okay. Houston, Texas, right here. We be cutting up, LOL, Houston, not Dallas. Okay. Ma'am needed some real time in jail. They should have gave her 800 days in jail for each one of these calls that she dropped. She should have got a day for, okay? Another one, another one bites the dust. Houston must not have been auditing her calls, because no way she could have gotten away with 800 hangups. Oh yeah, Bank, you were in a position, I think you've mentioned that before, for 911 operator. Okay. They say don't do that. Why is it always us doing this? Another operator got convicted of this too. Y'all crazy. Get someone else to do it. Was a human, baby. Here you go. Here you go, right here. Okay. These transits coming to Houston are crazy. Baby, it was the humidity, LOL. She should be arrested, big dummy. I wonder how long she had been working there overall. She looked like she doesn't feel like talking, baby. And while she was locked up for them 10 days, can y'all at least take her phone privileges so she can know how I feel? Get a different job then, fool. I believe it. I said the same about Dallas. She the lady that asked to speak to a manager at a restaurant in a store. She said she didn't feel like talking. I wonder how many calls I wish they would have gave us the ratio, like, of how many calls she did take during the 5 months versus the 800 that she hung up on. She is the type to eat the fries and then complain about how they were cold and they are lucky she ate them all. Sure. She the one to be high in the damn last stall at work. And every time you go up in there, somebody sitting up in there, you see their toes dangling. Because she don't want to damn work. Taking 50-11 bathroom breaks. She hanging up and going in there scrolling on her phone. What the hell else did you come to work for, ma'am, if you didn't come to work? And she's lucky that, well, I don't know. if anybody lost their lives, because they didn't go into full details about what happened. Let me see if there's any tea in the chat. Then we're gonna get on with our with the family. On go. The Williamses, honey. I mean, I guess somebody say so. She turned up to work every day to listen to people. People suffer, leave them in a state of emergency, and she felt good getting paid to do so. Baby, it's the audacity for me. Yeah, somebody say how many people were unalive. Yeah, that's what we want to know. And did they try to reach back out to those 800? I don't know if it was individuals or maybe they was hanging up calling back and she was hanging up on them. We don't know the full details, but I wonder if they reached back out to them to see if anybody was had life-threatening, injuries or medical conditions due to her playing on the phone when they could have got help, or if anybody really was unalive due to her negligence. They told me they got to be a misprint 10 days. Yeah, with some of these laws, they haven't caught up with the times yet, so eventually they will, but that's probably the most they could give her for, hanging up, a call at work. They say she need a psych evaluation. Yeah, we need more information. Yeah, it don't look like it's no tea in here. But the $1 million question is, why accept the job that you obviously did not feel like you wanted to do? That's a lawsuit. She mad because she's triple Z. Vicky. Hell got an attitude. And coming up in there, she looked like she still had an attitude whooping the people courthouse. But I would love to know if they did any research though to find out, because she could catch a unalive case or something for negligence at this point. Okay, let me get my video up. Family that prays. Because I feel like they was praying on Shirley. That's where I get that from. Okay, darn well they haven't called them. Yeah, if the people didn't complain, the city isn't going to initiate the complaint. Well, baby, they should have put her ass on the news like they did Ernesto and said, this lady right here, if you talk to her, baby, put a voice note out there. But yeah. Of course, Vicky, like they don't want the to cost the department money, right? In the words of Ernesto, she should be officially a charge of anyone who was unalive or hurt. I agree. Actually, I have heard that that the job is very difficult to do. Well, quit. I'm gonna let my niece know they have an opening. She needs to serve that good 30 that I serve. Yeah. It is a stressful job. Hey, social wife Melissa. If Bank comes up here, because she's worked in this capacity, when I drop the link, she may be willing to come up and just give us some details. Talk about the stressors and the pressures. And Bank, can you come up here and give us the Halle Berry, the call breakdown? Thank you. Now that movie was traumatic, but I actually watched it. Y'all know I be like, I ain't watching it, but I actually watched it. Oh, will do. Okay, I think I read. Oh, wait a minute. I heard that the job where they answered the 988 line is really hard to work. Also, that is that unaliving of yourself. Hey, Shirley C. This city can be sued. Okay, Bank says she's gonna come up and talk to us, y'all. My job will reach out to some customers if there is an acknowledged issue. Okay, but if no one complains, we aren't opening ourselves up. Yeah. Hey, Mistress Monica. Welcome, welcome. I think 988. I posted about that LSA LSU football player that unalived. Okay, that's what. Okay, mental health hotline and unaliving crisis lifeline. The S word. But I did make a post about the LSU football player that unalived himself. His dad had a PSA about that. But since we already talked about Lori, I don't want to go back down that road again. But if you haven't seen it, drop some praying hands down there. If you see it, or send up a prayer for the family, their condolences. His dad said, just reach out to your kids, talk to your kids, just make sure they're okay. Check on your kids' mental health. And when I say some, I mean the people who spent, a milli or more and are connected. And that person probably was somebody, Vicky, and that's what made them go to the limits that they did go to, far as pulling the records, conducting an audit on her. Customer service is stressful in general. I hated it. And 911 is that on steroids, but at least you are not just mulling for the corporation. You can save lives, because it's okay. I see. Hey, Jackson Tabasco, seen you this morning. It looks like she has spent a year and a half taking 911 calls at the center until she was caught in 2016, according to Houston. Thank you, Shirley C. Chronicles, Houston Chronicles. Okay. Hey, Juju D. Thank y'all for sending prayer hands up for the young man. I think he was 25 years old, and he seemed like a really, really good football player. But it was a shocker and a surprise to his family because they wasn't aware that he was struggling, according to his dad. Okay. His name was Kyron, because I keep saying the young man. Kyron Lacey. Okay. That's it for the sad news. Hey, Bible lady, you just in time. We're just getting to the content. All right, y'all. Vicky, up first. This for you, boo. This is for Vic to the Veil. He was also involved in a car accident that someone lost their life and was facing charges. Okay, bank. Also, sometimes people don't know how much stress they are under. Yeah, under the stress of and not known. Right. You don't know how stressed you are sometimes until, something happens. Okay. Karen was dealing with a lot. Okay, y'all keep chatting it up in the chat. But Vicky, this for you. The first call is for Vicky. It's for all y'all on the front porch, of course, but Vicky been talking some smack about Lamont. These are, let me tell y'all, all these are short calls. This is the 5-minute free call, baby. The welfare calls to the family that prays. So there's 4 calls, they're 5 minutes. So the video is about 20 minutes. I tried to cut it down with all the excess, stuff they have going on. Okay, so the amount's not in here because these are free calls, okay?
And is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Yeah?
What's going on, Flair?
Good. Hey,
Vicky been talking about you, baby. I had to bring you back.
I'm gonna call you right back.
You can't. I ain't got no card, bro. You can't call me right back. I had to get somebody to connect it for me.
Oh, okay.
I ain't got no card, man.
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. That's why I have to walk through all the process, because I have to get somebody to do it. And by the time they punch everything in, shit, I'm trying to make it, man. Oh, I told you, old girl called old girl in California and told her everything.
Okay, yeah, I got that part, but don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. So,
I'm worried about you, man. Worried about you.
Shit, I don't worry about myself, goddamn. Hey, you already know. If I ain't you ain't been able to get in contact with me, you already know. These bitches been going crazy.
Okay, I just
saying up shit. busting out windows and all kinds, just doing all kind of crazy shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? We just keep focused, stay focused, stay prayed up, and keep moving. That's all we can do.
Okay. Well, that's
it ain't that bad. They can't keep us from talking, so we was right back connected.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with you. Just, trying to let you know, keep your head up now, because, hey, man, these folks is something else. They let murderers out, won't let me out. I ain't got no shit like that.
When I tell you, Tanya B be on the same
yeah, they
time
on some other crazy shit, man.
Yeah. So
they on some crazy shit, man.
But I just checking on you. I ain't want to, I just want to hear your voice, make sure you're okay, make sure you're
I'm doing good. And tell our people to call me because I got a new phone. And I lost that number. I would have been called them. I had to call out other people and send a message, but just tell Libby to call me, and get her daughter to call me too. I don't know if they still can meet up, but I got a little song for them.
All right, cool. They gonna do that today in about an hour.
Yeah, I got a little song for them. So just tell them to give me a call, and we go from there.
I got you. But you all right now? I'm worried about you. Make sure you.
Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. No. I'm good. Your bro, good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Got that one thing about birds. They fly.
Okay, I'm good. Two giants can't be down, one down, but the other got to stay up. So.
No, I'm gonna stay up. You ain't got to worry about that. I'm up. I'm up.
Okay.
I'm up. So everything good. I'm up. Everything good. Hey, as long as you good, I'm good. Everybody good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get me a couple books sent to me, and I'm good. As long as I got me some books to read, I'm good. I can sit down for just a hot second, but it'll be a year in about another month, so shit.
Yeah.
And think I'm gonna be here this long, but it's okay. I gotta just whatever God got for me. I'm prayed up, so that's it.
Yeah, you prayed up. You good. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You good. You straight. Everything good.
All right.
Everything good.
I love you. I'm good now. I'm straight.
Love you too. And just hit me back. Sometime when you call me, I can't get to it right there. Try to call me at night though.
Okay.
I'm going to get a card today. I have one. The one that I bought, it don't accept cards. It don't accept calls from the jail for whatever reason. I bought one of them $100 cards. They won't accept the call. So I'm gonna go and get me another debit card.
Hey, let's talk about it all.
I'll get them.
Hey,
get me
May
some books
13.
sent to me today so I can stay reading. So I don't need to talk to nobody anyway. All right, so they about 30 minutes or an hour.
Okay, get them and hit me up.
All right, appreciate you. Love you.
Okay, all right, love you, bro. Take it easy. All right.
Okay. Let me get caught up in the chat. And then we gonna hear from the next family member. Okay. Hey, Rich Auntie. Marjan, he's talking about getting a prepaid card. Okay, because baby, none of these ninjas don't have a bank account. Okay, so they don't have a debit card or a credit card. He's talking about getting a prepaid card so he can pay for the jail costs. So he will be putting on the putting whatever amount that he want to put on there to cover the calls. Okay, if that makes sense. How do these people keep switching phone numbers, baby? They over there at the Metro PCS. Why are you playing, Vic? Little bit is Cynthia, yeah, cause Cynthia daughter. Okay, so she can meet up with him to get the money. Cause see, Vic to the Val said, "You weren't giving no money, Lamont." And I'm just kidding. Y'all know me and Vicky T's play around. So he said he giving money to Cynthia and baby Cynthia, okay? So he has money for him. But we don't know how much now. We ain't gonna get too carried away. Two liars trying to what they trying to do, Jay Blake? Trying to fool each other, lie to each other, lie to themselves too. Birds be singing and telling, please. We want the damn the talking the parrots, okay? And the mockingbirds. He up and stuffed, okay? Not stuffed, but stuffed with pork chops. It is a picture book, Nesto. Lamont, them folks say ducks, penguins, and ostriches don't fly. Because he said like a bird, he gonna fly, right? I think I answered your question. You prayed up. Do you Oh my God, let me show y'all Jewel. Look at Nesto. Look at Nesto, his baby girl. Lord. Prayed up on what? The devil? Right, Marjan. Oh, yes, that's him. Going to get another one. You going to get another one. They don't believe in bank accounts. Hey, Patty. Nesto and all his folks broke Dusty's. They're so ghetto. I'm sorry. Broke, busted, and disgusted. And he had $2.40 for him. Ooh. Hey, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the pew pew. Y'all ready for Nesto in the love of his life? Nesto said, baby, it's just me and you. Fuck them other kids. He on his Will Smith. Just the two of us.
Please hold. Hello, this is a free call from
Nesto.
an inmate at the Cobb County Adult Detention Facility. To accept
It
this
can't
free
be
call,
trusted.
press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global
Just
Telling.
sit back and relax. Sorry, your boots.
How you doing?
Hey,
You doing all right?
yeah, how are you?
It's the
Good,
golden
good.
child.
Because it's only 5 minutes, and I have to call you. What time I can call you back?
Later, like,
I don't know why he talking
let's
so
say
low,
4:30.
y'all.
Okay, so I'll call you back at 4:30. But I just want to tell you I love you very much, and I think about you every day. You're my biggest hero.
Biggest hero.
For that good talk you gave me on Father's Day last year. And I keep my spirits up because if I don't live for nobody else, I'm going to live for you. So you just definitely need to know that. Okay?
Thank you. Okay, I love you.
And I'm going to be just fine, and we're going to be okay. And you're going to be 40 years old in a minute now. So
I know.
Okay, so you're working in that gym, ain't you now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, because don't let me outdo you now because I'll be 60. So
I won't.
Don't let me outdo you now. Just letting you know.
I won't. You take it easy.
Oh, I am. I'm chilling. Just one string, gray hair. That's it.
One string of gray hair.
I took all the pictures of the baby last year. That keep me going. So
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all didn't know what I was doing, but I was going making everything what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And it worked. So they keep me going, and the kids, they doing okay? Everybody straight?
They're doing good.
Okay, they ain't worrying you, is they?
No, not at all. They all grown up. You know, Lee's about to be going to high school, and Calvin's going to the 4th grade. So, no, they
ain't nobody kids worrying them but you and damn Dre. Everybody else is embracing being a parent, guardian, parent. We don't, whatever you want to categorize yourself as. People don't see their kids as a burden, sir. And what we have learned, Laverte is a veteran and she's married. Okay. And she loves her kids. Okay. So no, my kids not a burden. They not worrying me. I love being a mom. Next question.
do good.
Okay, good. So they moving forward.
You want her umbrella?
And you definitely got to keep yourself straight now, because you're a mom, a young mother. You don't want to be looking like no grandma.
She 40, baby. They ain't that
young.
So you done slow down on your wine, ain't you? You're still drinking it down.
No, I actually decreased it.
Oh, okay.
So I only allow myself on the weekends like 1 to 2 glasses. That's it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Weirdo.
That's good. And you're working out and you're keeping your health up. You need no high blood pressure or nothing, is you?
No.
Is it heart, blood pressure, or
No
heart?
diabetes, none of that old folks stuff.
Hold on.
No.
Okay, I'm just want to make sure what's going on. I just got to make sure now.
I'm good. I'm good.
Vicky put that in the dictionary. I don't know if he said heart or hard blood pressure, but not high blood pressure. Okay. Put that in the dictionary, sis.
Okay. All right, then. What you done for Mother's Day?
I don't know yet. I hope not nothing. I really don't want to do anything.
Really? You that burnt out?
Yes, I'm that burnt out. Between work and school, I'm tired.
Oh, what's school? Oh, day school. You going to day school?
Day school.
What is day school, y'all?
Okay. You still at the same place over there doing your thing?
Still here.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's good then. Good to hear your voice and everything.
That's day school.
Sound clean. You let your hair still growing out there?
It's still growing. Yes.
My question.
Okay.
I'm trying not to cut it no more.
Stuff.
Yeah, don't cut it no more. All the folks walking around with this fake hair in their head, wig.
I know.
Yeah, smelling all nasty and shit. Doesn't matter no hair like that. But, you know, they think it's cute, though.
This is so weird.
I know.
Okay. Well, then that make my day because I think about you every day. So I guess I've been thinking real hard for you to call.
Yeah. No, because I was like, I haven't talked to my dad. Like, please have him call me.
Yeah, she told me. She stuff going on. So I'll let you know.
April Bree said, don't get me the line.
I'll talk to you if I catch you. You'll be getting out work. You'll be getting out work.
I get off at 4, so I'll be done hopefully I'll be done got both the kids right in.
No problem, Jim Chick.
Okay.
But I have my phone on me, so that's fine.
Okay, so I can.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Get a free call every Monday. So
okay.
I say that for I just was just calling around, but that was me calling. You just didn't know it though. That's
yeah.
All. So I'll call you around 4:30.
Okay. All right.
Love you.
All right. Love you, Daddy.
He is so caught up on vanity, looks, and hair, and oh my God, this is ridiculous. So fucking weird. Okay, Lamont being avoiding Ernesto, he ain't lost shit. Okay, you should be her hero, dummy. Instead, he a damn zero. Okay. Oh Lord, ashy and simpleton, solid as a rock. This is pathetic. Laverte is rushing off the phone. Well, he told her they had to hurry up because it was only 5 minutes. It was a free call. Pimp talking on his call. He and Cynthia sound. Oh, they both. Oh, I think he's saying she and Cynthia sound so much alike. Only because she's only left. Other than that, he avoided her before he got locked up. He been thinking about her day. Okay, on a way how to ask for money and get that property. Why are these people lying to each other? Neither one of them are working out. Laverte sound like Cynthia. Exactly. He needed her to keep money on his books and to have somebody else to talk to other than them damn inmates. They say Laverte sound like the side rooster. At first, I thought it was her. Why? When I gave you the breakdown, girl, he was asking her about drinking wine as if she's an alcoholic. What is day school? Somebody tell me, and Bank and whoever else in the chat want to know. Burnt out like your lawyers were, Ernesto. Ooh. Burnt out like all them damn denied bonds. Is your beard still growing, Ernesto? Hair still growing? What the F kind of question is that to ask your daughter, baby? This man is caught up in all things vanity, honey. Nails, hair, weight, blood pressure. College shrug, Kanye shrug. He's a pedo. He sure he's undercover flirts with her. Oh Lord. Are your toenails still growing? She sounds like a little girl. Isn't she 40 plus? Child, I thought that was Cynthia. I told y'all it's a family affair. Okay? The brother from another mother, the golden child, and little brother. Y'all wasn't listening to me. Hey, allegedly in Harmon. I thought he couldn't talk to her. I don't know who told you that. He has 3 daughters. Are you talking about one of his other daughters? This is the eldest. This Edith baby girl. This Edith baby girl. You know, the wife. His energy is different now in the current calls. Yeah, baby, he is busted and disgusted, like them folks said in this chat. If you don't know better, you think he was talking to his girlfriend. What a thing to say to your daughter if that's the case. Little Scooter ponytail stinker. Okay, the plastic ponytail, synthetic ponytail. It's his baby girl. Yeah, this is the oldest. The Bible lady, that profile picture is sending me. Oh my God. Let me see. Oh Lord. Y'all, I'll be paying attention to y'all say something. I'm scared. I'm gonna have nightmares. Daycare is day school. The last education Ernesto received. Chick-fil-A gal. Why I was sitting up here reading it, like really trying to be like, daycare, like, choo. He's doing the rundown. You got some hair, you drinking. Where the kids at? No question about her husband and how that's going, or her mental health. I got them mixed up. Which one can't talk to him? Miles. I think both of them. Miles and Lakeisha, I think. But I sure don't get me the line. I have to pull up the documents. Yeah, that plastic ponytail, baby. Okay, caller number 2. Uh-oh. What did it click? Oh, there we go.
Please hold.
Oh, this caller
Hello,
number 3.
this is a free call from
Ernesto.
an inmate at the Cobb County Adult Detention Facility. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Telling.
Hey, Jennifer.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Hey,
What you doing?
on lunch, about to go back. Probably about watching it, did that thing yet.
You
My
got what?
elders have flown them up. I said I'm on lunch, about to go back in a second.
Oh, okay. I didn't get your email. I guess you're just too busy or something.
I know. I was telling you, my elders have flown up on Friday.
You what now?
That's what I
My
thought.
allergies had thrown up on Friday, so I've been under the weather.
Got allergies.
The pollen got my allergies all crazy. The pollen.
Oh, okay. Oh, you doing all right then? Okay.
For the most part, I just like last week I couldn't barely talk.
Oh, well, damn. Well, I guess I test my heart to make sure I call you today. Make sure it's okay, because I wasn't going to call you today. I can wait the next week. Yeah. So
You okay?
Yeah. Just trying to keep my mind together. I know you're watching everything on the news. I'm not over there. This shit me over here. So that ain't
I know.
Yeah. So I know you're watching what's going on. But I'm okay. Keep my mind fresh. Good things coming. That's it. So
Good.
I'm not worried about nothing. Not at all. Got a few strength, the gray hair, more. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all going on. So you're doing okay? The kid doing okay? They done settle down now?
They're doing good. I actually sent Mamiya a text yesterday for Mother's Day.
Okay, cool. That's cool. She texted you back?
She texted back. I was laying down when she had text.
Yeah, I can hear.
She allergic to his broke ass. She allergic to the deadbeat daddy.
I've been taking this. Actually got better. Yes, last week was worse.
She talked to his ass.
All last week was bad.
Okay, young man that got taller now. He taller now?
He's actually almost taller than me.
What? Okay, is he playing baseball this year?
He said he wanted to take a break. He wanted to soccer.
Oh, he doing soccer now. Okay. Okay, that's good. Is it athletic though? Is it got them movement?
He's very athletic. He told me he's gonna be an all-around sports person.
Okay. I think Bo Jackson.
Him and the friends still best friends?
Oh my God! Don't talk about nobody else's kids. Tell him you don't know. I think Bo Jackson. It was a few athletes that played a whole different sports. Michael Jordan, Dion. Let me say Dion Charles just in case Shan pop out the bushes.
The little dark-skinned guy. He had a little friend he had.
Oh, Calvin. Mm-hmm. He still got that friend. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, athletic.
She done got taller too?
She's way taller than me.
Way taller. But she's already taller than you.
She's way taller now.
She ain't playing no sports, no basketball, no nothing?
She was doing volleyball, but she said she's going to do track in high school.
Oh, she didn't get on
is
that
she
basketball.
athletic?
I told her to try basketball.
Yeah, she can't let all that high go to waste. That's your money. That's your money right there. Okay. All right.
Money got your ass locked up. That's all you think about is money. This baby out here just playing sports that she find enjoyable, that she like. Ain't nobody worried about no money, Nesto.
Then when I just checking see what's going on, Dion didn't call check on you now. He worrying about his calls and shit.
Yeah, I had texted him the other day. He didn't respond yet, so I don't know what he got going on.
Oh, okay. I'll probably call him.
You probably got a new phone too, Chad.
Okay. I'm all right. I love you. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be strong as hell.
Yeah, you gotta just take your day to try to be strong. Everything work out as planned.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure is. Okay. And you still going to the gym? How many times you go to the gym?
Oh,
how many times you work out? How about that?
Why are you so obsessed
Twice a day.
You work out twice a day.
You have 1 minute remaining.
All right, well,
I have to.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Okay, bye.
Who up next? Caller number 4. Listen, y'all say y'all was tired of them other folks. Y'all got me over here working working day and night. Sure. Oh, Bible lady. Day school is basically school geared towards adults, offering services and support geared towards their unique style and circumstances per Google. Google. What was funny about her allergies? Why is that so funny? He is not allowed to talk to Keisha and Miles. I thought it was both of them. Please like the live. I suffer right now from allergies. I would have smacked Nesto. I'm allergic to broke ass damn daddies. I'm allergic to daddies in jails. Okay. I'm about to sneeze right now. Nesto is an allergy. Big old ball of ragweed. Ooh. I wonder why they call Shirley Mama Mia. I don't know if that's who they were referring to. Working Ernest in Patrick Trevor's. Hey, Psycho Boney. Working Ernest. Cleaning up my basement, Ernie. Just fell down the stairs, Ernie. Paying bills, Ernie. Okay. Taller. Vicky taller now. Wow. Is he athletic? I can't say it right now. Athletic. Oh, God. I had it right the first time when he said it. I suffer from all spring every year. I'll pray for us. Sure. Hey, Eve has many faces. She's suffering. Let her go. Athletic. God, I can't say it right no more. He's thinking of him and Dre's friendship. He needs some speech therapy. Here he go with the money talk. Can't help himself. The apple don't fell far from Ernesto scamming tree. He can't let the kids just live. Papa, hush. How many grandkids do you have, Nesto? 6. Everything is transactional. Hey, 14 plus 1. She sounds like Cynthia, but she is more collective. She is not talking over her dad, and she doesn't sound irritated. Yeah, and they were talking a little fast because the call is the free one, only 5 minutes, right? So, trying to get everything out. Dion probably grieving over another friend. Why Ernesto talking junk about Dion to his sister? The moneyless love to speak on others' money. That's so weird. Brother Dion up next. That picture is. You said, "Hey, Miss Boogie Down, you on your black job? Thank you for supporting." She is lying. She's too lazy to go to the gym twice a day. Why? She's been in the military, so she may actually be very disciplined. I know a lot of people in the military, they kind of keep up their regimens. Not everybody fall off, but yeah, she's I think she's disciplined. Hey, honey, say that. Hey, Muffin. He really wanted to ask for money. Look, go get us a chore. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Dion, you stay catching strays. How many times does he go? Hey, the truth in me. He got to be able to heat up the grands when they start to make money, baby. This on his ass. Say, you don't know that man? Don't ask me for shit, Ernie. Athletic. I can't get it. Say it fast, athletic. Oh my God. Hey, Penny Brown. Dion has that dark cloud sitting over him. He's cussed. He has a root on him. My bad. I'm thinking about little Scooter. Oh, no, baby. This the golden child. Don't play with her. I agree. His big and ass. He talks to everyone about everyone else. I believe that. Okay, well, y'all know who up next. Y'all already know. It's the reject, baby. It's the hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life.
Please hold. Hello, this is a free call from
Ernesto.
an inmate at the Cobb County Adult Detention Facility. To accept this free call, press 0. To refuse this free call, hang up or press. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Yeah.
I forgot about me, P.
Oh, man, everybody say you ain't checking in, so let me see what's going on. Checking in, what's going on with you.
What's up, player?
You alright?
I'm alright.
Yeah, I just been called for birthday in the last 2 times. Last 2 free calls. That's it. And,
I had text her one day and said you asked about it, but she like I had checked out the phone with him. I'm like, oh, cause I remember you had asked about the birthday, but I didn't know that you had, talked to her. But I had said that you had asked about it. She like, oh, I checked out the phone with her. I had texted her like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, I did. Yeah, checking on what's going on with her. Everything good. Just waiting on this day to get out.
I don't know why he talking like this.
Yeah, chilling. And wifey just called me today and said she want to sell the truck.
Said I want to sell it.
Said she want to sell it.
Oh, she wants to sell it. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fine. She probably got somebody here. But that's fine. I mean, I don't really give a damn no more by the way she going out. So,
well, speak up, Nesto. Come on, we can barely hear you.
That's what it is. I can't control nobody. I'm still sitting in here.
How you doing?
I'm just still trying to stay courage up. Trying to stay encouraged.
Stay encouraged. No matter what's going
keep it that way.
He'll make it all right. Gotta be strong.
But you good though?
So.
Yeah, I'm on my right.
Okay. How your mama doing?
She alright.
Okay. Sound like you at the bar somewhere.
Nah, this nigga just about to go in the house. Yeah, it's too wild out here for me.
Yeah, it is. We getting their head knocked off every day, sir.
Oh yeah, somebody just got their head knocked off yesterday.
What?
About nothing.
Hey, social wife, Melissa.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. About nothing. Older too.
What?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Well, we'll see what makes my brain. See what's going on. I'll call them and see what they talking about in the interview. But that's my first time hearing that.
That's all. Car wash equipment. I was waiting on the other little piece. I get somebody, put somebody to work.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, that
piece has been on back order and then came in. Yeah, I ordered it a month and a half ago. I was trying to do that, try to make it make some type of money for itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my first time hearing about that, but I'll call and see what she talking about.
Yes, no, she been said she wanted to get rid of it, but she just called and said something to me after a couple of months. She just said something today.
Yeah.
I gotta entertain myself, Tanya.
Nobody called, checked on her, and all that.
So she needs some money.
That ain't gonna put nothing in your pocket.
Yeah, but it'll stop her from having an extra person on your broke ass.
I just keep my thoughts to myself and keep going.
Yeah.
You have 1 minute remaining.
So I ain't gonna get nothing for it.
Hey, that's cool. All right, well, I hear your voice. You good? I'm straight here.
Well, I need to hear from you, player. So say I ain't heard from my player partner. I don't like that. Ain't got nobody to talk to already. Damn.
I get it. I'll be out there this whole time. Yeah. Keep your faith. Everything will be just fine.
Keep your spirit up, player.
All right. Love you too.
Love you.
Thank you for using Glow.
Okay, y'all knew what it was. That was call number 4. That is it. We had 4 or 5 minute calls, around about 20 minutes. Okay, the family that prays, and they praying on Miss Shirley. In my opinion, allegedly, he trying to talk a little smack because Miss Shirley said, "I need that damn truck back. I'm trying to cut down on expenses, and it don't matter if she gonna save money or not. Okay, because guess what? It's her money. Okay." The lies. You could tell he has no funds. He always broke as hell. Let me drop the link. Bank and whomever else would like to come up, feel free to come on up. I asked her to come up and give us the 911 experience. So come on. Come on up. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna drop this down so I can have my full screen back. Okay, back to StreamYard. Here we go. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Okay, Chick-fil-A gal. LOL, they probably why he always sounds depressed. Yeah, he made a lot of poor, bad decisions. We discussed this. Of course, college isn't for everybody, but it doesn't even seem like he has a high school diploma, so he's very limited to where he can get a job at. Okay, that's why them folks call them day traders, as in I said what I said. And then you have a background. So you got so much going on, baby. You got to be a day trader. That's my point. Okay, they just want to bleed for, yeah, Shirley, dry. I agree. It's like she wrong for not wanting to pay on a truck that she can't drive. I agree. Hey, Georgia Peach. He should feel bad driving that truck and not offering any of the monthly payments. Okay, here you go, Bank. I agree with you, Georgia Peach, but I don't even want him driving it because he accident prone, Georgia Peach. Okay. Hey, Bank.
Hey, ladies. I had to go get my phone. It's easier for me to get on StreamYard with my phone, and I'm sitting here and I'm looking around. I'm like, she done dropped a link. Where's my phone? And I had left it downstairs, so I'm running downstairs to go get the phone. But yeah, after I stopped being a police officer, I said, well, you know what? A good way for me to still make some money. Let me decide. Let me be a 911 dispatcher, call taker. It was not. It was too soon. I couldn't dispatch. I could do call taking, but dispatch was hard for me because it was
Mhm.
so soon, and I knew what was going on the other side of the radio, and I knew a lot of the people too, and I
Mhm.
just felt like I had to be perfect. So I kind of dipped away from that. Then I went back to it years later, and it was easier as a dispatcher. But 911, it ain't no joke. I mean, I'm not even trying to be funny about Public Enemy song. And it's changed a lot from when I did it because you had a lot more leeway. But what used to happen, at least in my city, and it's a big metropolitan city, is that your calls were they basically critiqued your calls. So it during at least a week there was sometimes I'll get one call monitored a day, and the system was set up though that I mean the way we were potted too. If she was hanging up on calls. I'm trying to figure out why the other call takers didn't catch on and say something because people usually let them know my other call was just disconnected. And after a while, you start saying, "Well, you were talking to somebody, you called, and they hung up on you." And they could
Right.
tell right away. So it's like to what Vicky is saying, like if they ain't getting any complaints, they ain't gonna look. But in that situation, now, I don't know how they do it in Houston, but we had certain guidelines and regulations by the state, and it was almost self-policing because, especially until like we were under a federal decree, but so we had to put a lot of stops in place because they
Mhm.
call them police interventions, but basically a police pow pow incident where somebody was unalive, and then the federal government, the feds came in and basically we had to overhaul everything. So stops were put in place to make sure that things were running smoothly. So maybe in Houston that's not a thing, but that should have been caught well before 800 calls. And it
Yeah,
is
and they
stressful.
probably was retroactive. You know what I mean? Had to come in
Yeah,
and put
yeah,
something in place because they weren't
yep,
proactive. That's
right.
probably what happened. Hey,
Let me tell
Leticia.
you. Let me tell you, I already know, like with these body cam videos or anything like that, if you know the date of like when those body cams, when I be watching those body cam videos, I be looking at the date because technically I can go to that city and that date and that time. I say, can you pull the call transcripts or can you actually pull the call? It's public information, it's just like every other FOIA. So, that is something that is now it's called at a time
Mhm.
where technology was there. But I was working with people who have been there since the late 70s, since the inception of the 911 system. And they said they used to have to write stuff down on cards and run them to the dispatcher.
Oh
And
wow.
they said they even had like a line set up that you would put your card in and it was just kind of like almost like a train or something, like a conveyor belt. And they said when they had a hot run, they said because back then they could smoke in the call center. Sometimes as a joke, they would light them on fire. Sometimes it was a hot call. So it's really intricate. That's why I'm saying even in 2016, I guess this is when she did this. They should
Mhm.
have been up to date. They should have been up to date. So I think it's probably a failing of the department. But the quality of 911 call takers, it is stressful now because it's hard to fill. I mean, literally, they used to have so much criteria before you could be a call taker. Now it's literally, do you have a year of customer service experience? That's
Yeah.
how desperate they are. So it could have been Houston is bigger than my city. It could have been that she was not competent from day one, but they just needed a
Mhm.
warm body in there. But I can
Yeah.
imagine, even on some of my worst calls, let me tell you, I went viral on TikTok and didn't even know it. In my latest job, the one I had just prior a few years ago, it was a
Mhm.
I worked it was a we had to deal with the I was on a college campus, so we had to deal with the parking garages, and this guy was playing around in the garage and I was getting with them because at that point I didn't really care because I'm like, even if they did listen to this call, I could back myself up on it. But he was recording it, and don't you know he posted it on TikTok, and it was like a month later one of my coworkers had heard it, and we was that, and it actually got a lot of views on TikTok, but they took it down. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, there's always somebody listening. So I don't know. I'm baffled that she got away with 800 calls. That there's really no excuse to that.
That's a
To,
lot.
in my
In
opinion,
a 5 month period
in a
too.
5 month period, and my thing is will say it is stressful. And like I said, my younger years, I did customer service. That's why I would never do phone work. And I only did it like I said, because I wasn't working for a corporation. I wasn't muling for them. I wasn't putting money in their pockets, because that's what customer service is now. And that's why you get crappy customer service, because they don't allow customer service rep to really help you. You got to be on, you got to get that person off the phone and like 4 minutes, and then you got to go through a checklist that you got to ask them stupid stuff. And that's why you get frustrated when they start asking you stupid questions. Well, now in 911 call taking, they decide to take the human aspect out of it. And it's called smart dispatching or something. So they require call takers now on 911 calls to ask a bunch of questions, and people are yelling at you like, just get help here. You've heard it. We all heard it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and people are wondering, like, why is the call taker doing this, that, and the other? Well, the system is they're typing that stuff in. The dispatch already has the run. They're dispatching officers, but we have to ask these stupid questions, or you perceive them to be stupid, because they
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like, because of people like her, they don't feel like that people like me who take pride in their work and understand what's at stake is not going to do it. So you have to ask all these stupid questions just to get, the person feel like you're not even sending nobody to. Yeah, I got the address, I got, the information, but I have to ask these questions. And so, like I said, she's just lazy. She's just lazy because most of the people that did work in that profession, um, a lot of dispatchers wanted to be officers that couldn't be officers for whatever reason, or a lot of them were married or dating police
Mm-hmm.
officers. So they had an investment, a stake in doing the job, in that regard. But they took pride in it. I know I took pride in it because dispatching is definitely not easy. Definitely not easy. It's very stressful because I was thinking about it. I'm always talking about going live, and I ain't went live. But you could actually listen to it's called Broadcastify, I believe, and even probably in your city, Lady T Bug, you can listen to dispatch, radio, police radio traffic in real time. And people don't appreciate that I may be responsible for 13 or 15 police cars out there on the street, and I got to be able to listen to all their traffic. When I'm not dedicated to one officer, they're all talking to me. They all want me to run plates. They all want me to run IDs. They want me to get more information. They want me to clarify this, that, and the other. It could be a lot. So I'm glad she wasn't dispatching, because that could have even been worse. But
Okay.
but now to Lori Page real quick, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I still, and I know you're talking about going more in depth than that, but
Yeah, because for a lot of people it's traumatic, and that's why they were
right,
like, I would have to leave and come back. So that's why I was like,
yeah,
okay, I
and I'm
will.
not
I would
gonna,
have to put
yeah,
some time just to do that by herself.
yeah, and I'm not gonna get into the only question that I don't think that's, and maybe it'll come up in trial. I just
Mm-hmm.
want to know, and it kind of goes to what we've been seeing most recently with these
Mm-hmm.
cases, like Naziah Harris, and it was another young girl. It was almost the exact same situation as Naziah, and it's like, who are they people? And I get it, from a subjective standpoint, like this is just the way of the world. But I think about my family, and I think of just even about being even connected to other family whispers and all the other stuff. But you'll get into her specific case, but it's like, why was he even with her? It's like, it's just crazy. I don't know. There's not a lot I
Uh,
can say other than
yeah,
that with
yeah,
that.
I got some local tea on that. I got some
Oh,
local
good,
tea.
yeah. And then Nesto, and to be quite honest, I know you were setting it up as a family affair, but I think what threw everybody off was that number one, Sonya thinks she's his family, so
No
she thinks.
hell, I mean the brother from
I
another mother,
know,
like I said, the golden child.
but also too the way if somebody just kind of missed that, or it just didn't, like me, it just didn't click. He talks to her. He don't talk to her like a daughter. So it's like, oh, that's a father and daughter conversation. It's like he talks to her like he talks to his women.
I
It,
agree.
it's sad, but yeah, that's those calls are pretty short and the typical Nesto calls, and my thing is you never hear her even budge and say, "Well, Daddy, do you need anything?" That tells me everything I need to know. Because if my daddy was locked up and he was worth something, his books will stay stacked. Because she don't have to even talk to him to put money on the books.
Right. Right. And she never wrote him either because he had gave her the text message
Yeah, her allergies
process.
prevented
She
her
didn't do
from.
that either.
Yeah, my thing is I can see the talking because she did sound bad. But I was sitting there thinking, but you can't text. You can't text.
Uh-huh.
That tells me a lot too.
He was like, all right. Yeah, weird. They say yes, it's weird.
Hmm.
He just don't know how to have a normal, regular conversation with someone. I mean, it's like he's tunnel vision on wanting to know people weight and
What your hair
their
looking like?
hair, their nails, and what they dress, what they wore, and that's just weird as hell to me.
You fat,
Yeah. Real quick
but
before
you
you
bald.
speak, real quick, Ricky, before you speak, I'm just looking at. I said what I said. Comments. I'm a little ahead of you, Lady T. Bug. She was saying that their 911 call center missed over 900 calls in 1 month due to shortages. Exactly. And I know with my skill, I could probably go to any city and get a job as a dispatcher 911 because they just can't fill them. But in this case, that's different. Those are just hangups. That's people who just couldn't wait. You know what I mean? That's like they just like, okay, we gonna run them to the hospital, or we just gonna deal with it. But she was specifically answering calls and hanging up on them. That's the part that I'm like, she got a lot of nerve. But that's all I wanted to say real quick, Vicky. I'm sorry. Go ahead, little sis.
Oh, you're fine. No, I was just commenting because it is weird his conversations with Laverte. That's just like what's your hair looking like? Is your hair growing? Just he does not know how to have conversation like just they don't sound like father and daughter like in the sense that he actually helped raise her, and the way he talks to tells Sonya about it, he ran down to Florida to go get the little girl to bring him on back up. He's bragging about how he had to chase Edith to go bring her back. So it just is weird to me. But to go back to the 911 operator, um, I had that job offered to me at one point in time, and then I asked some people, the person who was like gonna get me in to the job. I asked him about like what it was like, and I wanted to know the stress levels because I just I didn't want because I was hemming and hawing. Did I want to go into the police academy, or did I want to do something that was less stressful or less dangerous? Let me put it that way. And they told me that that the 911 job is the dispatcher job, and to just sometimes hear the calls, it really does, it can do a psychological number on you. And same with like being a cop. I just think that maybe if they offered the right kind of pay and the right kind of emotional support, they may get they may get more people. But I've heard some counties are dispatching, not dispatching, but outsourcing to like the Philippines because they can't backfill the jobs. Have you heard that?
No, I didn't. But I need to know because like I'll do. There are some cities. I think it was Baltimore was experimenting, especially doing the panini. They were
Hmm.
experimenting with allowing call taking from home. And
Yes,
I
yes.
would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would. Um,
I
just yeah,
I think
just yeah.
I think some places are still doing that, like still working
Hmm.
from home. Now you may have to be in the city,
Yeah,
living in that specific
yeah.
city, but some places are still allowing them to operate from home.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, it totally different kind of feel, but I have to audit sometimes, and you know, I hate when I have to snitch on somebody or I have to write somebody up and I have to tell on somebody like because they hung up on somebody, and I don't know if they realize like we can see that you hung up on these people. Like the software that they have right now is like
Yeah.
it says employee disconnect or customer disconnect or
Hmm.
probably in that situation caller disconnect.
Hmm.
We can see like what you're doing, and then we outsource quite a bit because we cannot fill these positions even though we're hiring upwards of like $29 an hour at this point, and we still can't fill the jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all simply because we're requiring them to start coming into the office once a week, and a lot of people still want they still want to work from
Wow.
home 100% of the time. So I mean, in some sort of circumstances, we're making accommodations for them, but the I believe ever since lockdown, the just the level of customer service and just what you're getting when you call in somewhere, it's gone down like tremendously. And people look down on those types of jobs, like the 911
Mm-hmm.
jobs or even just the customer service job, but they
Mm-hmm.
pay very well. A lot of times the benefits are very good.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
just
a
think with
stress
not,
level. It's a
huh?
stress level.
It
You
really
think so,
is.
Vicky? Because I always thought it was a stress level. Call volume. I remember when I had came from Florida, I had been down. I was down in Florida for 3 months for my great nephew, and I came back, and I got a job with Anthem, and it was their prescription. And I swear, Monday through Wednesday, the call volume it stayed in the red, and it was like a buzzer, like a bell,
Mhm.
and it never came out of it for 8 straight hours. And the stress of that was just the turnover was incredible.
See, I don't wouldn't I tried insurance like to just as a second job, to just kind of make some extra money, and I felt bad. I guess I'm too sensitive. I've gotten soft. I need to go move back to the south. Um, I was just too sensitive because when we had to turn down people for like and or explain to people that your insurance doesn't cover this. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to pay $17,000 out of pocket. That was, yeah, like
Mhm.
that just it bothered me. I didn't want to do like all that coding stuff. No, I was good on that. I worked it for a little bit and got my few checks and ended up owing the damn IRS. But it is what it is. Um, but that it just I think like with 911, if they offered the just again like with cops, if they offered the type of if the job came in and said we're going to give you the type of psychological support that you need, you're going to be honest with them up front. You're going to hear some things that may upset you. So once a week, you probably need to start a program. We probably need you to sit down with in-house counselor, and just make sure that you're adjusting well to hearing what you're hearing, because it can be one little small call can be traumatizing to you, and you can take it home. But as far as this chick goes, 800 calls, 800 times, bitch. Like seriously.
And it felt like it didn't matter whether it was a 911, like an actual, because some of the calls are just neighbor trouble. They're every day run of the mill. Like, why are you calling? Why are you calling the police? Don't you have something better to do? Kind of calls. Then you do get the serious ones. I remember when I was first starting, and I was in training, and the guy had put the call on speaker, but we had to leave the line open until the police got there. But
Mhm.
her husband was whooping her tail, and we had to sit
Oh.
there and listen and listen. And so you're right. The stress, and at least I'll speak for my city, those services were always available, even as a cop. But what happens is sometimes people, you know this, Vicky, and you know this, Lady T Buck being a manager, sometimes people don't know when they can't identify that they need to step away. Because if
Right.
there was even times where it has got like, and even like I said, most recently, one of my coworkers, she was so stressed, it was a bad call, like, just go take a walk. We're covering
Mhm.
you. Just get out of here, go. And someone will, you literally have to snatch them up out of their seat and put them out.
Yeah.
And and so it's almost like it's funny how the call taker, dispatchers, and police and fire, those nursing and doctors. You, Vicky, you're right. You are a care. You are a give. You are. They are empathetic people for the most part. This lady obviously wasn't, and you take
Right.
it. It's easy to take home with you, and it's easy for you to get invested in it. And if it goes bad, you try to think about what you could have did differently. We had a situation where a young man. This was a freak accident. He was in a minivan. His parents had gave him his old minivan for his car, and he was going to tennis practice, and he went into the back seat, and
Hey, Aries one.
he reached over to reach for his tennis racket, and he was a little guy. And the seat, it was a flaw in the seat, and the seat flipped on him, and it pinned him underneath. And he was able to call 911, but but he didn't have a lot of time because it was cutting off his air. And the
Mhm.
officers, the dispatcher, the call takers, first because it was a when there's a disconnect call, you have they now
They
with
have to call
GPS.
back.
Yeah, with that and with GPS, we already kind of know the area where the call comes from. And the first time there was a miscommunication in how it was handled at the call taking level. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, that young man didn't survive. So they had to go through everything else because even they got to the parking lot, but the police officers just drove around and didn't even get out
Ooh.
the car and start looking in cars, just to see if something was going
Yeah.
on. But the call taker, everybody had to, basically, they had to retrain. And since we worked on the same system, everybody was retrained on what to do and all that other jazz. And another one, just real quick, because I don't want to take up too many time, because I can probably even do my own thing on this. But another young lady I
Now
actually
get
worked
back
with.
to me, Nesto.
But another young lady, she followed the protocols. The lady, the father had snatched the daughter. They had broke up. They were living in an apartment, like a four family, and he was supposed to be out. He was crazy, and he snuck in and was staying down in the basement of the poor family, and she didn't know it. So she was getting the kids ready for school. He snatched the daughter and ran with her. She called 911, and at that time we didn't have cell phones weren't a thing like they are now. And not everybody had a cell phone back. This was the early 2000s, and he ran. And she had her cordless phone from her house, and she was trying to follow him, but the dispatcher was, I mean, the contact was like, but then I can't talk to you. I don't know where you're at. You have to stop where you're at. Don't go follow him and talk to me. And I ain't even got to tell you the rest of what happened, basically.
Oh
So
wow.
then it started looking at her like, well, she shouldn't have told her to not follow him and blah, blah, blah. And they still tried to come down on her, even though it was directly in the guidelines. So those things change. So you are right about the stress. And so when you don't feel like you get that, because when the crap hits the fan, everybody wants to point fingers. That's
Yeah.
the hard part, Vicky, too. That you sit there and any day somebody can say that you didn't do your job the right way. You did one thing wrong or perceived to be wrong by the public, and now you're a public enemy, and they can sue you. That was one thing that we could be liable for. The public could sue me as a call taker or a dispatcher.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we had unions for protection, but it still doesn't take away from that cost. So when you're sitting in that training, they start telling you, you start hearing those calls, they start telling you your liability and responsibility. Some people don't even make it out of training. You can start a training class of 30, by the end of the training class, you might only have 12. So
Gotcha.
it is what it is. But back to Nesto,
Yes, me.
because he's the most important thing, and everybody should be, up on him. Lamont just cracks me up. For somebody who has so much money, you ain't never got no money. I don't get it. I guess it's those pork chops. Yeah, I know with the economy now, he must be starving right now.
Yeah, he doing real bad.
I don't get it. How can you be a grown man? And I understand he quote unquote out on those streets. That's what I say. They ain't no real gangster. They ain't no real thugs. Because even
No,
they would even have a bank account.
they don't know how to do nothing but scam. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that shit is running out. That's getting played out. Like nobody's gonna
Mhm.
take care of y'all.
Mm-mm.
Y'all grown men. When y'all gonna step up and start taking care of y'allselves?
Right, right. And that's why I don't get the cast of characters. They are a weird group. I hate that word now is we say it so much, but
Mm-hmm.
just they are a weird group of people. I know humans were human, and we always
Right.
talk about we all have similar experience, walks of life. We ran into different people, but the internet has exposed the what do I say, the bottom of the barrel folks, and they love to talk.
I agree. Because it's like y'all, they're at the age where people,
Oh,
calculating their coins for retirement, like they paying houses off. They're making grown
Hmm.
people
grown folks'
payments
decisions.
Yeah.
and decisions and bills. And they just around here with no goals, no aspirations, no retirement, no social security, no 401k, no nothing.
We
I don't.
go ahead,
Go ahead.
Vicky. I'm sorry.
I don't like how they were trying to play Shirley to the left, with kind of basically laughing in her face that he excuse my language, he fucked her with that truck payment.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
he went and got he went and dogged that truck out,
Mm-hmm.
or he got a raggedy truck and he dogged it out just because it was an F-350, and he's basically, "Oh, ain't gonna get no money off it." Told her that. So, like, what is she supposed to? She just stuck with it, or she just supposed to like give it to you and let you dog it out even more?
Right. Because how much did we say that truck payment was? I
I think it
forgot.
was like 1,500.
Oh my
So if
God.
she could save $1,500, that I don't care if it's $500 or $50 at this point. It's her money, and for him to sit on here and say, "Well, it ain't gonna be no money," nigga, you was stealing $500 for people. Shut your ass up.
And then
He was,
did he say a tire costs $400 or five
yes,
hundred
five
dollars?
hundred dollars, and those are cheap tires.
And he ran them bald before he got locked up.
He ran him. I think something got to be wrong with that
Yeah,
rim, or something got, because
yeah,
he keeps having to replace tires. And then what is it? It's two. Is it six tires on that truck?
yeah. Because I think it's the back is double tired.
Back is double tires, so two in the front, two in the middle, and then two in the front. So because Dion always has to replace the tire. She had to replace the tire, even though the car had been sitting.
Girl, he probably need alignment. He need a balance and
Right.
damn rotate, baby. He just riding up and down damn Buckhead, baby. I mean, come on.
It's crazy to me. Like, I really quick, because something's going on my phone, and I want to say something about, like, just the dispatch, and I'll leave it alone. Well, not the dispatch, but just working in customer service and just doing that kind of line of work. Period. It also helps. Not just 911 is different. I understand it's a stressful situation. You kind of have to be mentally sound in order to work that. But like general customer service, um, it also helps if you're a nice person calling in too. Don't get too frustrated. If you're frustrated, trust and believe you're gonna frazzle the person on the other end. So give that person grace, and because you'll get a lot more. I know when back in the day when I used to do, like, when I used to like work the phone, did customer service and answer phone calls. It was customers that I would waive every single fee. I didn't care. It wasn't my money. Any fee, I would give any kind of bonus points I could give, miles, you name it. I give it all away because it wasn't mine. I didn't care. But it got
Mm-hmm.
to a point where customers, they come in swinging like, you gonna do what I
Mm-hmm.
tell you to do because you work for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it's like, oh, okay. And I know we shouldn't be like that. I know you shouldn't take it out on that customer. If we are at fault, I will correct the issue, but you ain't getting extra from me. You ain't getting nothing extra from me. But a lot of times I would just sit there and I waive a whole year interest. Or if they were late every month, if they were nice and they just wanted to shoot the shit with me, I would waive a whole year late fees. Sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
waive balance transfer fees. It'd be like $1,000 balance transfer fees. I waive it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
that's it. That's how you
yeah,
come. It's how you come in and how you approach the situation too. So
yeah.
I just want to give that little. You come in a little bit nicer, they will kind of go the extra mile for you. That's
Yeah.
just mine.
Yeah.
Um, as far
Nice,
as
nice.
Ernest goes, huh? Yeah.
That's
As
it,
far
nice.
as far as Ernest goes, I just think it's so horrible that they continue to play in her face, and like Dion, they're being, well, Dion is he's just discouragement Dion, disappointing Dion. He's Debbie Downer Dion. I mean, seriously, I told her she ain't gonna make no money out of it, Daddy. Oh, I'm sorry, player. Thought you forgot about me. I told her she want to sell the car, and he doesn't care because he knows he fucked her with the car payment. He knows he got her into a crappy deal with that truck payment that just it's overheating. She's got to put what was that stuff?
The
Def.
death.
She got to go buy some stuff that she's unfamiliar with. Um, it needs oil changes. It's got a something was this. There was a seal around it. Um, so what they needed, it was recalls on it, all that stuff, and he
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah, it was the electronic panel was all jacked up. It was crazy. And
Keep
Lady T,
stealing.
Lady T Bug, you had me cracking up that day. I can't remember the exact day of the call, but it was when they had picked the truck up, and Shirley was like, "Yeah, it was dirty in there." And this,
Oh, with the
like, she was
3
like, "They
trash
checked."
bags.
Yeah, I was like, the Nesto sitting on there knowing that his tail tore that truck up, like you said, because you was like, he was in there, he was living in that truck and it looked lived in, and they didn't do anything more inside that truck than what Nesto
They
they
let it sit. That's it.
that's it. But the way she was explaining, it sounded like they didn't clean. They weren't gonna clean it out or nothing. So it was the way Nesto left it. Outside of that. Now I'm pretty sure when they searched, they pulled some stuff out, but you gonna stuff all that stuff back in there. Nesto, and another thing is that truck too tells you number one. Of course, she didn't even know it was in her name supposedly, but that truck had so many problems. Think about it now, Vicky, I know you've been married, but and Shannon's not up here. But
I
I,
said what I said is up here.
oh, is she okay? And I said what I said. And then I'll let her speak. But why didn't you would think Shirley would know all the problems that the truck had? That's
Yes.
conversations that couples would have. Like, you'd be like, well, Shirley, I gotta take the truck in. They have, this problem, or I gotta get that. She had no clue about that truck because Shirley had her G Wagon. Nesto knew what he was doing. Shirley
Even
didn't care about
girl,
that truck.
even with my ex husband, my old man,
Mhm.
my recent old man, like all my other exes, like if we drove each other's vehicles or whatever, I knew what was wrong. If there was something wrong with it, because it just was what it was. You knew, okay, well, be careful with this because I need to it needs an alignment so the steering wheel is shaking, or something. Like you kind of had an understanding. Most men aren't going to put you in a vehicle. Like, I'm just saying, this is just my experience. Most men aren't going to put you in a vehicle that's not running properly,
Mhm.
and they would at least get the issues fixed first. And he should have met, like, that should have been something Dion got fixed.
Mhm.
Dion should have done all that, because that's if you think that you're this man in power, you big daddy, that should have been something that he handled. But he so telling her to drive it around when it's got all these issues. Most men are not going to put you out there in a truck that can break down,
He had
just
her on
like
the
he
highway with bad tires driving 3 hours.
Well, just like he did with old girl. I know he didn't care
No
about Melody.
transmission fluid and no death.
No, no, right. Just like he did with Melody Scratching. Her car got repoed. Then came
I
and
love you, man.
wanted to give her an ambulance to drive. Then that ambulance broke. And first of all, he came and brought the ambulance to her to drive herself. Then he said, "Well, I'm gonna stay and I'll drive you guys." So he wasn't even giving her the ambulance to drive. He was getting some booty and then he was gonna drive them. Then the damn ambulance broke down, so he had to call a wrecker and she had to walk. So he is not any kind of man to me. Like, I mean, I know we know he's not a man, period, but like, it's even worse because a lot of men are not gonna put their women that they love
Hey,
and they care
Gina.
about in a dangerous situation where those tires can bust. And if Shirley says she drives crazy, so like, she hit a rock, freaking tire go flat, and she going 70 miles per hour. Poor Shirley driving that big old thing? Hell no. I'll be quiet.
Okay, I said what I said. You ready? Shirley didn't know he was scamming her too. He believed he hid a lot from her and stayed moving. Funny. I could see that, Gina. I wish an MF would pull up with an ambulance for me to try. Gina said, "Oh, hell no." Go
Girl, the
ahead,
fact that he
sis.
even did
I
that.
couldn't believe that was real. I was like, what? I thought somebody
But
misread.
he pulled up with the ambulance and then said, "No, I'm going to drive y'all." He wouldn't even giving her the ambulance.
Now, Vicky, you said last
I'm
night he was
sorry.
cutting her off.
I ain't even said nothing yet.
I'm sorry.
But she swears she don't though. But let her go on and
I
talk.
know I do. Sometimes I have to. Go ahead.
Y'all
I'm sorry.
do.
Sweetheart, go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead and finish.
No, because
Nope.
Look, we're doing a
I shouldn't have
collaboration
said
together.
nothing.
yeah, we
We're
are.
doing a collaboration, so we're friends today. So you go ahead and do what you need to do, mama.
Oh God, not friends. We
Shirley.
family. We are
Yeah,
family.
we are a family today. But screw buckwheat hell. He always talking about somebody, and his ass is in the worst position that anybody could be in. But let him tell a story. But he's still trying to. I mean, like Bank said, he's sitting here talking to his daughter like he talking to a hoe on the streets. That's the attitude he had to me. You're doing this, you're doing that, you ain't wearing no wigs, you ain't doing this. And like, why is you worried about what this girl is wearing? Why are you worried about her attire? You should be worrying about if you're gonna try to get the right draws while you in jail. Okay. Or if you wearing somebody else, if you wearing Oscar's draws that's next to you. And so he always worried about the wrong thing. And the girl really didn't even have time to answer him. Every time she get ready to answer, he has another question that he just throwing at her. And I just didn't understand that. I didn't understand that dynamic at all. And she didn't even act like she really wanted to talk to him. And I can understand why. I wouldn't want to talk to him either if he's going to drill me like he was drilling me. And as far as the 911 calls, well, let's go with Lamont.
Don't forget.
Yeah, po chop ass, po chop. He just never changed, do he? Keep your head up. You good. You prayed up, so you good. I'm like, what kind of damn answer is that? Po chop. Po chop don't have a genuine thought in his brain. It's like, sir, what is upstairs? That's the only kind of conversation that you can have with this man. It's like he don't know what to tell Buckwheat, and Buckwheat don't really know what to tell him. And it's like Buckwheat know he lying, and he know he's shooting the shit with him. And so they both just, the conversation is really kind of awkward to me. It doesn't sound like a real genuine conversation. Like when him and Dre is talking, at least they try to talk in depth. You know what I mean? Dre have some authentic thought. He have conversation with him, and Lamont is always, well, I gotta get my credit card, I ain't got no money, and the
Somebody
whole,
always fighting him.
yeah, somebody always fighting, and the hoes just in some hoes. I mean, it's the same conversation every time they have a conversation. And they always got to bring women in it, and be very derogatory towards women.
Yes.
And so I don't know what the deal is with this crew and women. It's like they all hate women. None of them respect. I haven't heard not one person respect a woman in these conversations, not even Dre. Because when Dre is talking about his ex-woman, it's always a complaint. Nobody said that somebody was, well, you know what, I take that back, because Buckwheat was putting Coach on a high pedestal at first, and it was all for his own good, all for for his use. But at least he said, he gave her a few compliments, and she really the only person that I have heard anybody in this crew give a compliment to. Even Dion didn't have a compliment for the girl that was painting his house. Yeah, she painted my house, like I'm pimping her. And so,
Is she posting?
huh?
I'm like, what is she posting?
Who?
She is in you.
Oh,
Oh,
but at the end of the day, though, like I said, none of them have any type of nice conversation for any
no, they
women.
don't.
Yeah, and they don't. It's like they don't respect women at all. Women are like below and beneath them, and women is really just something that they can use and abuse,
They're a
I
and just
agree.
means to an end.
yeah, a means to the end. Thank you, Vicky. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, big.
Whenever I need you, then you need to be right there for me. Don't you never leave me, and whatever, dudes. And y'all ain't even nothing yourself. They act like they the cream of the crop, and they not nothing. They not anything. Not even Dre. And I don't even care if he do have a job, because he always complaining about he got to pay bills. And I don't know if he's doing the complaints because he don't want to send Buckwheat money, or he just really struggling from day to day. Lamont say everybody is broke, but he's always complaining about himself being broke. And so is Dion also. They all say that, the people on YouTube is broke, fat, and busted, and always, just want to
Big
get in
backs. Yep.
big back, fat, black, busted women with no money, and we ain't got nothing to do. But when y'all get on this phone, y'all talk about all what y'all ain't got either. So y'all just as broke as we are, okay? At the end of the day. Now this 911 stuff, like I said, in my city, if you called 911 in January, sometimes people were having to wait 2 and 3 hours.
Mm.
And
Hell, I could drive myself where I need to go
Yeah,
at.
exactly.
or either if you were like in a real emergency, because a bank knows sometimes people call 911 when it's not necessary.
That's the problem. Yep.
And so, and so they were telling people, please don't call unless it's an absolute necessary emergency, because you're clogging up the phones, and they didn't have enough operators. It seemed like they hired some more, but it got to the point where we didn't have any operators. And so you call 911, you might be waiting 3 or 4 hours. And if you was in dire need, then you weren't going to make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, and I knew that when I left my last position as a dispatcher, we were short, and I was hanging on, and I was, I was like, okay, I'll stay. I think I stayed at like 3 or 4 months longer than I intended, and that was because the hiring process is so long, but it's also just to get people in there. And then like I said, I worked at that time. I was at a college campus, but we're in the middle of the city, so we had to work with the city. The city was down even more. So and then they had overtime. Oh my God, you would listen, if it is a job that you're serious about, you want to do overtime. I'm not talking about just 15, 20 hours a week in overtime. The overtime was crazy. So I see what you're saying. I said what I said, and I hope that it's a nationwide problem.
Hey, you need a solution too. Hi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a nationwide problem. And why is it? Is it because it's so stressful, or why is the turnover rate so high?
It's stressful. Let me tell you, when I left actually being a police officer and got into call taking dispatching, I was like, where is my uniform and my equipment? Because I'm ready to go back outside. I'm ready
Yeah.
to go back outside.
Is it is it a lot of compliance also that you have to follow?
Yeah, but the
It
stress.
would be the cause for me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, like,
yeah, and you think. I guess for me personally, and emergency situations make me focus. I mean, it happened in my own home with my dad. So I know when something goes down, I'm A1, I'm there. I can focus, I can get the stuff done. But what the drain is what you just said. I said what I said about the city begging people, if it ain't an emergency, if it's something, don't call. That's where the stress comes in, and we get a lot of mental health people. Let me tell you, you'll get people who just call continuously. They're stuck in a loop in their head, and you can't just not take their call. And we would get this guy who wanted to call in and just talk crazy, not like bad talk, but he was, he wasn't right in the head. And
Yeah.
my way of getting him off the phone was always, okay, if you don't have a situation, we gotta let you go because we got other people who need stuff or whatever. But we still had to talk to them. Or you get, like I said, you get the stuff that really, why are you calling us? Why are you calling?
The non-emergencies.
Well, it's just people not being adults.
They
People
also
not
need
adulting.
they need somebody to talk to.
Yeah, that actually that's not as much as you think. It's stupid stuff like my neighbor swept glass into my yard.
Or my cat is on the fence and I can't get him off. Stuff like that.
Yeah, so
But
but also though, I have to admit, crime has changed since I was an officer. In actuality, there are a lot more. So what our city tried to do to try to divert from that, they came up with a 311 system. So it was like to try to divert some of that.
yeah.
But it's just that now we're in this place where everybody
oh,
wants instant gratification, instant service, instant everything. And then when resources get low, at least where I worked at, we were the fail safe for everything. I was public safety. I was supposed to be dealing with police stuff, but no, you want me to deal with maintenance stuff. You want me to deal with residential stuff. You want me to because we here 24 hours a day. You're gonna have everybody calling us about everything, but you ain't increasing my pay. And that goes into it. But I think also too, it's one of those kind of jobs that people stay in for a long time, and then you have to replenish them. But what happens is now this newer generation, the younger millennials and Gen Zs, they don't want those type of jobs anymore.
They
So
They can't
don't.
handle it. They can't handle it.
no, oh, definitely true.
I'm grown and I'm not. I wouldn't be. I can't handle no. You
Well,
calling me about no
I probably could handle
kid,
it though.
But when you're
kid being
trying,
harmed, somebody
But,
being unalived, and you
but I
hear
probably could handle
something.
something like that though. That wouldn't bother me.
but you know what,
It
Lady
would
T
bother
Bug,
me.
I'm in a big metropolitan city, and believe it or not, those things happen. But if you got at least, I would say a fully staffed call taking for our city probably was about 20 to maybe 25 call takers. So it's
That's
like
all.
that. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot. You think it's more than that? It's not a lot. And you're good at your job, so you can get those calls rolling. So it's like a rolling thing.
Well, no
So,
wonder they running out of people if that's all the people that they
but
hiring.
there's no. I mean, the budget is not going to allow for in logistics wise. But if you're in it, it makes sense. Let me just say that's not understaffed, and that's just on a shift. I'm not talking about total. So you got first, second, third shift. So there's a lot of dispatchers. But what I'm saying is that those
Did they
call.
do?
I'm sorry.
I was gonna
And
ask you. Did,
we have someone else, Marjan. Go
Oh,
ahead, Nikki, but she can go after Nikki.
okay.
no, I just have a question about. Did they do like projection on like projection of like who they what hours that they may need people to fill
Yeah,
like
oh, we
during
used
the
to
business?
have, yeah.
Okay.
The software is so smart. They can pull all kinds of reports. Like I said, the body cam, everything is attached to the computer aided dispatch system. So even the body cam are programmed. So literally, all they need is that CAD number, and they can just go in and pull that body cam footage. That's why I said when I watch these body cams, I'm like, I can get that 911 call. I can get the call, the dispatch. I can get all of that. All I need is the time and the date, and they can just go in and pull it. It's nothing. It's all data. It's all data driven now too. So they know the heaviest call time, the peak periods. It's a science now to the point they know the heaviest. Listen, if you and I'm gonna shut up because I know somebody else wants to talk. You can go to my city.
Yeah,
You
I
can
wasn't quite
tell.
finished yet.
Yeah, or you can too. But it's and I don't know where you're at in Texas, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them are doing this. But they have it gridded to the point where they know their hot spots down. They know everything down. It's a science now at this point.
Yeah.
Technology is really taking over, and the young people. It's not so much the stress, Lady T Bug, or the scariness. They
It
just
yeah,
don't.
it will that will be stressful
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
I
that would
it
be for
may not be
you.
stressful for y'all, but I could not
No, no, I
hold
get
myself
it.
together when a kid, if somebody
Right.
did
Yeah.
trying to
Well,
save
well,
somebody's life, I wouldn't be able to do that.
no,
That's
no,
just
and,
me.
and let me tell you, the way our city was set up, they changed it just before I left. If somebody calls, and my husband's having a heart attack, I would like stand by for a medical. And there was a whole team of fire dispatch and call takers are a whole different animal. They basically are EMS,
You're right.
and they would do that. So you would never, Lady T, would have to deal with that. Really, you really wouldn't have to deal with that. But what I'm saying about the younger people is that just even on regular jobs like where Vicky worked, I'm not saying it's regular, like it's not exceptional. You get what I'm saying?
I
They
don't
they
know
they
what you
don't
mean.
think that actually coming in and showing up to work is a thing. In that job, you got to
Yeah.
show up.
Mm,
Because when you don't show up, I have to stay. Or they got
mm.
to call somebody in. And when they realize that they got to actually be responsible adults at 22, 23, 24, they don't want no part of it. They don't want to do it.
But
Okay,
then
Marjan. Oh, go ahead.
uh,
I said what I said. And right
Oh,
after that, Marjan.
but the flip side of that is you get some older people in there and they can't really learn the technology. And I feel like
yep, yep.
AI would be a great place. Y'all want to put AI everywhere? We'll put it in the 911 centers, and
Um,
that would be a great place for AI. But I just wanted to touch on what Vicky was saying when she said she worked at the call center and how she would give everything away. And when I worked at the call center, I was totally opposite, as if it was my money. And because just like she said, once you start giving customers free stuff, then they get used to that. And we would have customers call in every month because they want some money off of their bill.
Yes, they do.
And so you can't spoil them like that. And so I used to tell my coworkers, don't give them anything unless it's warranted. Now, if we made a mistake, because
Yeah.
every company have, up to $50 to $100 where they could just, give out without having to get any, um, permission or anything. But
Hmm.
every company have they have a stack of
well,
money where
so
you have authority to give out credits if you want to, but if you do that, that's going to become your headache also. And we had people because the job that I had dealt with sales also. So some people, you know how folks are, they start using that as a tool to sell to the customer. I'm gonna give you this credit if you buy this. And so the company had to just kind of, nibble it down to $25 because people was just overusing the system. But
Yeah.
it's not a good practice to give customers free stuff because, like I said,
I don't do it anymore.
I understand, but I'm just saying that's the way that I operated when I worked customer service. Honey, we'd be going back and forth, and it'd be over a quarter, and my supervisor would say, "Is it worth staying on the phone for an hour for a quarter?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, if I'm right, I'm right, because I had to think about being right, right." And so she was like, "Well, you're on this call for an hour and it don't make sense. Just give them the quarter. It ain't coming out your pocket or nothing." So, I had to make that determination. But yeah, I have stayed on the phone for an hour because I'm not going to give you 25 cents.
Mm. Okay, Marjan, you finally get to speak. Thanks for coming up.
Oh, thank you. So the on 911, one thing I can say, I don't know how it is in every state. In Arizona and Kentucky, when you call 911, they ask you what your emergency is, and
Mm-hmm.
then they divert you to, let's say, police or whatever. They divert you to that, if it's police or ambulance or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Arizona, and I thought people were exaggerating when they were saying that. In Chandler, you can use the text messaging. You don't even have to call 911. You can text.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, you
that's
can in
one
my
thing.
city too. Hmm.
That's a good thing to me because, God forbid, in cases where I've known cases where it was women, in case of if they can't call 911, they can use texting to contact for an emergency if it's an abuse situation.
Okay.
But in Phoenix, I've had to wait 10 minutes. I've been on hold for 10 minutes on 911. Because if I see an accident, I call it in. I try to call in, like when we have a lot of accidents in Arizona. If I see an accident that like just happened or something, I try to call it in. And I've been put on hold for whole 10 minutes. And I'm like,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, that
that's
happens. Hmm.
to
They're
me,
they're
God for
understaffed.
yeah. So I don't know how they fix that. Arizona is a big state and it's growing. I don't know how they can fix it or not. But that's a problem that we have here at least. Uh,
Mm.
so the other thing is, I won't use the word, but also in Phoenix, we've had so much problems with being understaffed in the hospitals, the VA hospital, where veterans have gone in and saying they need their life is in the VA has put them into a ER hospital, totally left them unattended, and the young men have unalived themselves. So we're a lot of agencies like the VA, which is being cut, their funding is being cut also,
Yeah.
are letting our veterans go because they don't have enough staff. You can't leave somebody alone when they're clearly telling you their life is in danger. And to me, I don't know what's the solution other than voting, but
Yeah.
that is a problem. So I just wanted to say that, and I'll get off. But
Thank
thank
Oh,
you.
you
I
it's
love
so
the
nice.
much for
It's
show.
nice
coming
for the
up.
voice to
Appreciate it.
yeah. Yep. It's so nice. So we talked to her down in the chat, so it's nice to hear her voice too. So that's why I like when new people come up on your panel.
Thank you
Thank you
guys.
again,
Thank you.
Marjan.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
child,
Come
Thank
she
up
ain't
you.
new to me.
anytime.
She ain't new to me. I hear her on Alice Channel all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, this her first time on the front porch, on the piano now.
All right.
Hmm.
Love you guys and love
All right, Marjan.
everybody.
Same.
Marjan, I just be messing with you.
Oh, I
Wait.
love you. You made me laugh today for the first time, and if I can say congratulations to you again
Oh
for
yeah.
reaching the 500.
Yes.
Oh, thank you,
And then
Marjan.
Alice reached 1,000 today too. So if anybody doesn't watch her channel, please go to her channel and subscribe to Alice also. She's
Okay.
awesome.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you. Bye.
Aw.
Okay, I
Night,
want to
Marjan.
read this one because she said a few things about the ER. I'm probably gonna be able to find the other one, but I'll read this one. I stopped watching in the ER because I saw too many kids unalive due to drowning. It was a bit problem, a big problem in North Texas.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you hear you, and you can, and that was another thing too. You don't get closure on the other end of the line. I mean,
Hmm.
if you know officers,
Yeah,
they'll tell you, and eventually it'll get back to you. But right after that, you'll be like, I want to know what happened. What happened with that?
that's
So
how I am. I'm like, I hope that I was able to help them. I hope that I
right,
was able to, because I get involved. I that's why my empathy is so great. Like it, and I'm not great in the sense like I'm so great, but I get so deeply involved and I want to help people. Even like I handle high level issues at this point in my career, so I don't really get to talk to like some of I used to like have like regular people that I would converse with on it. They would just call just to shoot the shit with me, and I would talk to them, and I don't get to have that closure with a lot of people anymore. So I would get deeply involved, and sometimes they want to share stuff with you. I've had people like want to send me tips and stuff, and offer you stuff, and send you thanks because you helped them out so much. It's just I would get deeply involved with that, and with that, and that's why I just didn't want to. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to choose it, because even being like I was seriously at the time where I live at, it was one of the highest paid positions for rookie cops. But
mhm.
I knew it was going to take a toll on my mental health.
Well,
I
You
just
wanted
knew it.
well,
you wanted
that's
to be
why
a
I
cop.
walked away. I mean, to be honest, that's why I walked away from police. And it wasn't I was in crisis, but I knew that I couldn't stare down this. I couldn't do this for the next, 20 years because I wouldn't be the same person. And
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, because of the empathy and all that other jazz. And so I get it, Vicky. And even you, Lady T, but like I told you, when I tried to dispatch, I was like, I mean, I had, people say they got butterflies in their belly and stuff. I used to think like, oh, whatever. No, my stomach would be roiling. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it
I
must
was
how
be
I be.
something
That's
wrong.
why I was
scared.
like,
It
I
must
was
my
be
nerves
it must be
bad.
something wrong with me because hell, I used to do hospice and be calling the people saying,
Yeah, I
"Hey,
could never.
hey, y'all need to come
scared.
on over here because breathing ain't
Mhm.
right and it's getting heavy and labored, so it's time for
Yeah,
yeah, y'all better get on over
and
here."
Now I
But
could
that
do
but
that. I could, yeah.
hold on one second.
Hmm.
No said when I worked in ER and the patient was rude, I would put their paperwork at the bottom unless the person was really sick.
I saw that one. I didn't want to say say nothing about it,
That
but I
is
saw it.
my cousin.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I'm just saying, I don't know what's wrong with me or whatever, and I have empathy for people or what have you, and I will try to help you if I can. But I don't know, it just don't bother me.
No, what I'm saying is that it's not that like I think it's a little different for the stress. What I'm saying is that you start to get desensitized. I guess that's what it is. I never
Yeah.
wanted to be desensitized, and like I said, when I was hearing that call with that lady and cry, her husband, whooping on her, the call taker had been doing the job for 15, 16 years. He was just sitting back like it was just another day, and it's like, and I know you have to compartmentalize in order to do the job,
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
but I never wanted to get to that point. And and I guess it just what the timing was off because again, I felt so much pressure because I did the job on the other end, and I felt like I had to do it right. I had to bring my A. I put it on my own shoulders, but I felt like I was a cop, so I should be able to do this. And also too, when there were crisis situation, I knew what was going on. If you never did the job, you can only imagine what was happening on the other end. But I was so close to it at the time. That's why when I went back, now I could. I was more detached from that because I'm a control freak. You know what that's all about, Lady T Bug being a Leo. It's a controller, and so that's why I had to let that go. But in emergency situations, you want me on your team because if I can perform CPR on my own dad in crisis, I can get it done. I can get it done.
Right.
So yeah, but back to real quick to customer service and what Vicky, one of the biggest things that I always said I wanted to help, and when they took away my ability to help people, I
Yeah,
didn't want to do the job anymore. When they told me I only have 4 minutes to service a customer, well, it may take 20 minutes because they were like, oh, no. I said, that's why we got so many calls because I'm not doing the job in 4 minutes and they're calling back. So can you
right.
just let me do the job? and we could do the job and get their problem solved. And when we have them on that phone at one time, it will decrease that. And another technique I used to do to disarm them, and you may still do it today, Vicky. And I said, when I say you may do it, you may have done it too. I used to make sure that they were heard. I would repeat back to them what they said. I hear
Right.
what you're saying, and I know this is what you said. And I will repeat that, and that will let them know, because a lot of them don't think they're being heard. And the other stress was that we were the face of the company. We were going to be the only person they could talk to. So we had to take the brunt of everything, all of their aggravation, anger, frustration. And when they decided to also that we couldn't escalate, I was like, I'm done. Because there used to be a time you can say,
What?
okay, you can get sent it to a supervisor or a lead. It got to
Mm-hmm.
a point when I was in the prescription, they were like, they didn't want to take the calls. And I'm like, if you don't want to do your job, I don't want to do this job. 2 weeks notice.
You know what's funny
She
is
said
that
2 week
A two
notice.
weeks notice.
we have something in place like that where, like one of the managers is supposed to,
I agree, B. Williams.
or
Mm-hmm.
if the manager is, if an agent's having a tough time, the manager is supposed to um hop on the line and get on there. They always seem to find they always seem to find themselves busy. Like they find some busy work to do, some sort of paperwork. Um they suddenly got to take a meeting, or they got to make a quick phone call. And I'm just looking like, I don't like being I really don't like being a rat. But I part of my job is to rat. I hate having a rat. It's like, dude, just get on the phone, because it's gonna go to our CEO, then it comes to me. So I have to go, I have to go and listen to what happened, and then I'm gonna have to either, write up your agent, and then it's gonna fall back on you. So it better just to handle it on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
Take the call and just deal with it right then and there, because it might be something menial. And I said what I said, as far as like the like what you're talking about, like the compensation, as far the fee, like just not wanting to give them 25 cents. We have had customers like that, and it took me a little bit to learn that, oh yeah, I'm not going to give these people everything. But for a minute there, I did not care. I just I didn't care. I was just like, okay, it's not my money. But then after a while, I did start to, we had some customers who would literally, I mean, we had a let's just say if it's like a dispute or something, or like, you have something fraudulent happen on your account. We had
Mm-hmm.
customers who would change their card number every single month because they just didn't want to pay for certain things.
Right.
And and it's just, I know some people just get used to it, and they know that they can just they'll just keep escalating. And I do feel bad sometimes for our offshore representatives, because when I hear these calls, their English is poor, and they're doing the best that they can, and they really only give them, they have a call time of like 3.5 minutes.
That part too. Yeah,
I
because you had to, you had to be on the call a certain amount of time, so you didn't really have a lot of time to play with these people.
yeah,
But
and
a lot of times they want a supervisor. We had a whole, like Bank said, with the 911, we had a whole department with nothing but supervisors. So they called
I
me.
would have loved that.
Oh, I did. Trust me, because they called me, and really, the people tell you the problem within the first 4 or 5 sentences.
right.
The rest of it is just them want. So when they was doing all that, child, I'd be on the phone eating my chips. I mean, I
Mhm.
made my mind up after the first 5 minutes what I'm gonna do, and
Right.
then I just sit there and let them rant, and then I cut them off, and that's probably why I cut y'all off so much, because I was trained to do that. I cut them off, and that's why I can't remember. That's another reason why I can't remember, because you take one call and then you just forget
You
that.
move on to the next.
Yeah, and I've talked to 100 people at one time in one day, so
And
Mm.
it's
I cut the ears off and tell them, okay, we finna do this and that and the other, and have a nice day and thank you and bye. But y'all said, I want to address that part about they know when you hang up and they know when the customer hang up. So what our representatives started doing
Mm-hmm.
was they just wouldn't say nothing on the phone till the customer
Yep,
hang up.
yep,
Oh
yep.
wow.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think that they were there, because when we put the mute button on, it's just like StreamYard. You can't hear anything.
Okay.
So they put that customer on mute, and the customer be like, hello, hello, are you
Hello,
there? Are you
are
there?
you still there?
But I ain't saying nothing. And then they get frustrated and they hang up. And
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
so that they wouldn't get that dinged against them, they just
Okay.
wouldn't say nothing.
Oh
Or
wow.
some people. I'm not gonna say, anything, but some people like you know how to, especially with starting to work from home, you know how to have technical difficulties just at the right time, and they can your superior is none the wiser, but you can't keep doing it on every single call. Like we just had to let go of somebody who was doing that hanging up on customers. It's like, girl, why you hanging up on every single customer? You couldn't just why you got to make it a pattern? Like you couldn't just do like random calls. I mean,
Right.
it's like every single call.
But the liabilities, like I said, she is on the hook for that one call. Um the remember the guy said his wife needed emergency. She was having a heart
Yeah,
attack
had to
or
hang up
whatever.
and call back.
Mhm.
Right.
He could
Mhm.
sue her. So that's the
Yeah.
thing that gets me in that job. When I was just in the public, in the private sector, nobody was going to sue me. But in that public sector job, they can
Hmm.
still sue her. She is personally liable for any damages that they think. And so that was enough for me not to hang up. I mean, that you would think that would be, but
Well,
apparently for her, it was not.
we had compliance, and that's how a lot of, and that's why come it's so important not to hang up on customers, because a lot of these corporations are compliant by the FCC, right?
Hmm.
So you can't have
Right.
too many calls in a queue. You can't be over the call. You
You get
can't
fined.
it's certain things that you'll get fined for. And so that's why you can't hang up on customers. You can't have them in the queue all day. And we used to get fined 15, 20, 30, 40,
Ooh,
$50,000 a
Yeah.
day when I
wow.
first started working there, because we didn't have enough people. And you going home and there's still 200 people waiting to talk to you.
Hmm.
It's better. I learned this like during like staffing, like my staffing one of my staff meetings. It's better to be overstaffed than understaffed. And there have been times where companies I've worked for, they've been chintzy. I remember back when I was 20, I worked at Ross Dress for Less, and the managers got a bonus for being chintzy about their staffing. Like they got, so they could just they get their bonus because they stayed under hours, and it would be one cashier for the first 8 hours, and that cashier would be me, and during Christmas time, and but they get a bonus for that. But working in that kind of environment, it's better just to stay overstaffed, even if you're slow. You
Yeah.
just I know you're paying insurance, you're paying you're paying hourly and all that stuff, but still it's better to have an extra body there than in case something really breaks out. Like you never know when like a serious emergency is going to break out
Well,
where.
Vicky, we had a saying in dispatch because when we were fully staffed, there would be times when officers would come in and we would just be doing some crocheting, reading a book or whatever, and they would swear up and down we weren't doing nothing. And so one of my coworkers said this, and it always stuck with me. She said, "I am not paid to stay busy. I am paid to stay ready." So you best believe if the
I
call comes
agree.
in, I'm ready. And I wish that was the philosophy across the board. You're right. That's like I hate going into Walmart or into like a Kroger or something like that, and there's no lines open. I remember the day when they would have every line. They had a policy. This is back in the '90s when the economy was booming. They were like between 5 and 7. Every line was open, and that we just got away from that. It's just I think it's the customer service issue all
Mm-mm.
around in every industry because customer
Well,
service
people.
They made their money. They need,
yeah,
yes,
it's
that's when they
capitalism.
first opened up. Walmart, when they first opened
Hmm.
up, and they wanted, they reeled everybody in with the low prices and all the
Hmm.
where everything the way everybody wanted. And then once they made their money, slowly but surely everything started dissipating
Now you got
because
to ring out yourself.
yeah, and they got greedy.
I will say this. There's one of the grocery stores I hear they have an IC3. So if there's three people waiting in line, someone's supposed to come and open a register. That's my last little bit about customer service because this I can go on and on and on about this. But as far as the family affair today,
Hmm.
ain't nobody got no debit cards. I didn't hear Laverte put no money on the accounts. I didn't hear her say, "Do you need anything?" Um, Dion and Nesto playing on Shirley's top with that truck. I'm kind of like, I even though I'm like, I'm not feeling Shirley like that. Still 75-25.
Hmm.
It's, it might be moving to 70-30 because he screwed her with that truck, man. It's like, you know,
I wish she just would have left it there at
Who
the
paying
damn
for that truck? So is Dion
right.
paying $1,200 or whatever?
no,
No.
she's paying it.
She's still I would love today. Dion still has that truck, as far as we know, right?
Well,
That's
if
I
what
he
think he
I
does,
does.
he's a good boy.
I think he still has the truck, but he's been making some slick comments about Shirley lately. So he may or may not have it. I mean, he may not have it because he said something to Nesto recently. It was like everybody out here living a good life, and we know that everybody kind of means Shirley.
Mm-hmm.
So when they, they're because we know Dion is just Debbie Downer, and he's always miserable. And I know Shirley was throwing him a few dollars here and there, but that probably all stopped. And if she's making that truck payment, that's enough. If that truck is over $1,000, that truck payment is over $1,000, that's enough. If you should be using it. He said he wanted to make some money. Go take the truck and make some money. But like if he is treating it like he's treating his other vehicles, where he crashing, tires blowing
You can be
out.
liable for that. I hope it's insured properly.
Well, if
You,
I was Shirley,
Well, Shirley got her stuff insured up under her insurance.
But
if I
I'm
was
saying, but
if I was
Dion
Shirley,
driving it, and if I'm just saying though, he got bad luck.
right? But if I was Shirley, I'd give me a boyfriend and I'd let him drive that damn truck, and I'd make him drive in the hood just so everybody could see.
Oh no, I just post a picture on my Instagram.
And put
Because
Nesto's,
they
look,
not even
put
from
an
the hood.
overlay. Look,
They
put on
not even
the
from
hood.
the hood.
Nesto's, up. What was it called? His
I
little
would get
logo.
that Nesto's bucket. I would get that truck wrapped and put a bunch of strawberries around on it.
Well, they better be glad I'm not good in AI, cause I promise you I will get that truck and make a whole video and put somebody else driving Buckwheat's truck and put Buckwheat on the side of it.
You can.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you just got to pay for it, but you can't. There's a way that you can make
Yeah.
a
Yep.
F3
Have you seen those things they've been doing on TikTok with the person so called in charge of our country? You can do that.
She can't get no money off of Gina because it's upside down.
It's
It's
way too
upside
Oh.
upside down.
down. She
I
can't sell it. That's why
how
she
much
should have left it where it was at.
Dion said it was over what 200,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
Woo.
It's over 200,000 miles. I think it's almost 10 years old,
You know,
right?
they say, what year is it?
I
Is it
don't remember.
I don't remember it.
2013 or
Either.
something like that? Is it 2013 or something like that? It might be
Okay,
older
y'all,
than
I got
10
to
years.
go. I put last thoughts 15
Oh, I'm
minutes.
sorry.
Got a good
I didn't
10
We
see
didn't
So
it.
know
minutes.
you didn't say it, did you?
Yeah, and I didn't see it.
I saw it. That's why I was trying to wrap it up. So
Oh,
like, but as far but as far as the but I know it's 6 o'clock here, so it's 9 o'clock
It's
there.
yeah,
yeah.
nah, yeah. I
She
got
got
to
to go
get my
eat.
dinner. I got to get
Hmm
my
She got to get her
shoes.
shower and go and find a podcast or audio book to go listen
Oh,
to,
yeah, that's
or
great.
do
Audio book, baby.
or do some editing or something. Um, no shade. I'm not throwing no shade. I'm just saying.
No. That's a good rundown. That's a good rundown.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, like those weird conversations with Laverte. Is you still skinny? How many times you working out? It's like it sounds like it's like an awkward uncle, like your funny uncle talking to you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your hair's still pretty, little girl. You still working out. You cut back on your wine drinking. So Laverte must have had like a little drinking problem, I assume. Um, just weird stuff. Done. You don't even know his kid's grand name. The big one at? She
Yeah.
don't even know the grandkid's name. So I appreciate the family affair phone calls. It's a break
Thank you.
from the voice.
Mhm.
The
Thank you,
voice
Vicky.
Mhm.
that voice is just every time I go to react to her, that voice is like. I
Yeah.
just she got
Yeah.
me wanting to pull my edges out. So.
Hmm.
I just want to say thank you, Marjan, for coming up. I said what I said. Bank, Lady T-Bug, thank you for the family calls. Ain't nobody got no money up over there.
Mm-mm.
Um, Nobody
No.
got a debit card. I don't understand how they don't believe in bank accounts. Why are they buying prepaid cards? Nobody heard of a credit union if you can't get a regular bank account. Everybody switching phone numbers. It's given hood rat disgusting.
Corn hash.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
it's giving corn hash with a little bit of mustard squeezed on top. and some crackers, or it's giving potted meat with some mustard on top and some jalapeno straight out the jar. That's
Mm.
what it's giving, like the struggle meal. That's all I got to say.
They going back where
Thank
they
you,
come
Vic.
from. That's where they started out at, and that's where they ended up at. See, this how they
Mhm.
was before they met cotton candy, and so now they're just they're just going back to basics to what they used to, and so they just got the big head because they met cotton candy, they met some money, and they met somebody with some money, so it swole all their heads up, and it's the typical person, it's the typical black person, and not all of us act like that, but it's the typical black person that really never have any money or never had anything. So once they do get a coin, then they got to go flaunt all over the hood to show what they got. And I'm pretty sure that's what Buckwheat was doing. That's why he was driving all those cars, because he wanted
Mm-hmm.
everybody to be jealous of him at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so I'm glad I hope she don't have I hope she haven't not still allowing him to drive that truck. Hopefully she don't blocked everybody and just really kind of got these people out of her life and
Yeah.
closed the door on it. I wholeheartedly feel that's what she's done, because most of the time when you get a divorce and in the situation that she was in, that's the only option that she have. She have to close the door on everybody, and she have to just close that chapter all the way up, because she'll never have any peace having these stragglers hang on to her like that. And we already know that Lamont said he hadn't talked to her that much, and Dre said he didn't talk to her. So, and even Dion, nobody is saying that they're talking to her, so maybe she's closed the door on all of them.
Yeah.
And poor Laverte, she girl, I'm sorry, that's your daddy. But
Yeah.
girl, we all got a daddy. We can't pick and choose our folks. But I'm so sorry. I am so
Mhm.
so sorry that that's your father. And girl, I understand why you really didn't want to talk to him like that. And I know it was just a little 5 minute call, but even within the little 5 minutes, we could tell that you wasn't really that interested. It was yeah, okay. But with the questions that he was asking, that's all she could say. And how inappropriate of him to ask her those type of questions. But that's her daddy, so she used to it, I guess. And last but not least, 911 need to do better. Can y'all screen people a little bit better, get some AI in there, do something. Cause y'all gonna yeah. And I know y'all not gonna do too better because of who's in office. I don't foresee it getting any better. Really, I foresee it getting worse. And it's gonna be really incumbent upon the cities and the states, to try to handle that problem. So if you're
Mhm.
in a good state with a good governor, then you're gonna have good, you'll have good 911. But if you ain't, you down here in the South, every man for himself. And that's
Yeah.
all I gotta say. Thanks for letting me come on the panel.
Thanks, Vic. Thanks. I said what I said.
And I just want to echo what they said, of course, as usual. Thanks for letting me up on the porch. And Marjan, it was really nice hearing your voice. And as usual, I said what I said. And Vicky, it's nice mixing it up with you ladies. I would like to say, I like to second Vicky too. It is nice, even if they're 5 minute calls, to hear something different, because we've got such a body of work of Nesto that even those 5 minute calls, they do give us some information, even though Dre tries to downplay it. Dre and Sonya try to downplay it. It's still the crumbs. Sometimes they connect the dots. So keep them coming as far as I'm concerned. I know you be working day and night to be getting this good content, but it is much appreciated. And I just want to say too, because I didn't get to come up, and I'm just so glad that I said what I said it yesterday when Nesto had answered that call from the other day. When you played when he asked Dre immediately for the money, then went into about, you know, his court date that he's going to court at the end of this month. He sounded nervous to me because even though
Mm-hmm.
him and Sonya play like they got an ace up their sleeve,
Yeah,
Sonya
I think
over,
they just playing in our face when they
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, Cynthia over there looking frazzled. She looking. I mean, they knock her here, there, and everywhere, but she truly looked like somebody. She. I think it's finally worn her down, or realization is that is she
Mm-hmm.
still gonna have her man, but her man just gonna
Mm-hmm.
be behind bars, and she gonna have to get a car because she might have to travel a little further to go see him. And in regards to what I said about AI, the more I think about it, the lower calls, the way they can set those bots up for those somebody swept some glass into my grass kind of calls. And AI is smart enough, if it's an emergency level that is a human is required, it can pop them over. So look, I said what I said. You may be onto something. Listen,
She the
you know,
communications, she the
yeah,
communications department.
right. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go do what you need to do to get ready for tomorrow. And for anybody else out there, tomorrow is tax day. So if you ain't already in your own, you need to make sure you do what you got to do, do an extension, or whatever. But other than that, I don't have too much more to say other than good night, everybody.
Good night, Bank. Did you send me that information?
Oh no,
I
I did
forgot
not.
to just until now.
No,
I forgot
nope,
about it.
nope. But I'll do it. I'll do it. I completely forgot. Not a problem. All right
Oh,
then.
not tote to note. It's very expensive. I'm like, what is she talking about? Yeah, I know with those buy here, pay here places, the interest is ridiculous. And he probably didn't have no money to put down on it. And then he paid when he could steal, right? When he could scam and fraud. It's no and I believe that it was behind because once he did get locked up, I'm not sure if he had paid, before he got locked up or not. There was no payments being made until they repoed it. The hell with them taxes. Oh, baby, I paid mine last week. I was so sad. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the family that prays together. Okay, it's a family affair. We are family, however you want to categorize it. Baby, we moving on to something else tomorrow. Okay, on Talk Your Ish Tuesday. So that's it for today. Bank, don't forget about me. I saw some folks say they ain't paying, baby. Well, they got 3 years, don't they? I don't know what the tax laws are right now, but thank y'all again. Justice for Lori Page. 911 operator girl, file calling. And we'll be back tomorrow with another reaction video for Ernesto Williams. All right. Bye, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. We got to do somebody. Who's going to take us out? I don't have nothing for families. Sure. I'll give y'all some tomorrow. I'm gonna let y'all go. Bye.